Hello. My goodness. I was like halfway through me doing the socials. Who needs socials when you got Daniel Wayne rating you? Daniel Wayne, thank you so much. My goodness. Shout outs to everyone with the big old Daniel Wayne raid. Big old 33. How's it going? Allura Zain, Bill Goodell, Guitar Lerme, you're right. Just embrace. Just embrace the love. My God. What else we got here? We got Stenvars. How's it going? Good to see y'all. All the regular crew of my favorites. Happy Taco Tuesday. It's Taco Tuesday. What? Oh my God, it is Taco Tuesday. Which is throwing me off because I almost thought it was Monday. Because welcome to, I'm going to actually do my intro now. Welcome to I MECHA, a series I normally start off on Mondays, but today's an off week because I was out all day yesterday. And now it's Taco Tuesday. What's the name for another robot? It starts with the letter T. I don't know. Where's my creativity juices? Normally for me, it's like Wanzer Wednesday because there's a Front Mission video game that calls them Wanzers instead of mechs. Mecha Museday, thank you. Transformer, I'd have to say Tuesday, Stenvars. Transformer Tuesday in it. No, I should. Tachikoma Tuesday. Panthera with the big anime Ghost in the Shell drop. Thank you so much. Terminator, that's more of a cyborg than a mech. But I appreciate that, Ipostafarian. How's it going? Marco, I saw you in there as well. How's it going? How's it going? Welcome. Robbie the Robot. I love Robbie the Robot. That little guy, Sloth Lounge. All they do is like pick up like the little disc and drop it in the other thing. And I think sometimes they hit A or B, depending. I don't know. Terminal Tuesday. That's grim. Guitar. Hell, Herbie. I'm pronouncing that correctly. Zone of Use. Oh, my Hero Zero. Now we're just. Shouts to Marco. I know they love the Zone of Enders. Shout outs. Welcome. How's it going, everyone? Thank you so much. I don't need to do social media. I've done my Discord shout outs. Good enough. My God. Thank you all so much for joining me today. It's like this is an unusual start time for me because I have a full-time-ish job for the next 2 months to at least make me some cash. In the meantime, still not stopping this streaming journey, however. Pronunciation okay, my fellow human. I'm glad a robot out there is as wondrous on the pronunciation of the English language as Guitar. Danny, wait, I didn't copy and paste whatever. How's it going, Scotsman? Good to see you as always. As always, Burmick, good to see you. That's a Burmick, baby. Shout outs to Burmick. Just everyone here, including Candlewhite. How's it going? Not seeing you. Oh gosh. I saw someone else in there I recognized. Hold on. Yeet Hook, how's it going again? Glad to have you. I hope you enjoyed that journey that we went on with Macross recently. It's a great time. I have to do the promo. I just want to read every single chat, but I can't because I have to do the promo. Otherwise, we'll never get this journey started. Of course, as always, this episode will be archived up here at youtube.com/@RJLee. That's where all the videos go with all the video game stuff. Unfortunately, not the Rocksmith stuff because, you know, the DMCA stuff is real sloppy, right? But of course, if you're watching this on the VOD, hey VOD, how's it going? Look great out there. This is great. It's all my wonderful live audience here today. Thank you so much. Of course, this episode will be archived there. But if you'd like to check us out live, why don't you come on over to twitch.tv/RJLee. That's where all the action is. That's where all these wonderful human beings and robots apparently exist. You know, I don't judge. It could be either or. I will gladly have your wonderful follow if you're willing to give me one. I mean, you know, sometimes they got like filters on bots giving follows and stuff like that. But these bots, these ones, they're A-okay in my book. They're okay with Daniel Wayne. Thank you again for the raid, Daniel Wayne. They're okay with Daniel Wayne. They're okay with me. Of course, if you would like to support this show financially with a couple bucks or something, why don't you pass me a sub? And I will very kindly and graciously accept it. Of course, that goes towards the bonus stream goal, which we're currently at 62 out of 75 for the bonus streams, which is a double header of events, one of which I do a fun video game related thing. I have some ideas cropping in my head. I would be putting something very specific in there right now, but I'm still at a crossroads between two different ideas, one of which I will just do regardless, and then the other of which I will save for the bonus stream. But of course, the other one being the playlist LP, where I curate a fine 1 to 2 hours worth of music, and I play with my bass over there with Rocksmith. Of course, you want to bypass all that business because you're like, I don't care. More than happily will accept a tip or donation. You know, that is contributing to another dono goal, where it's helping me get a 5-string bass, because currently I only have that 4-string back there. And of course, that will help me, you know, play more kinds of music over Rocksmith for the fine individuals at home. I would love to do that. But, you know, music gear be expensive, as it turns out, right? Anyways, let's get on with the business. Micah Southbound says, power the funny side. Pizza-shaped chips. You know, it's funny, right? It's like, when I think about Star Wars and its parodies, it's been lots of, it's like, I feel like out there someone's done a parody of like a Star Destroyer as like a big block of cheese, like a cheese wedge, more so than like a big old, you know, fine slice of pizza out there, right? I feel like someone had to have done that. That only makes sense. Although, you know, when you think about like a Star Destroyer, you may indulge me and get nerdy for a sec. It's like a pretty tall sucker, right? It's pretty big. Being pretty big, it's more like a Chicago deep dish situation, right? Oh gosh, I could go for some Chicago deep dish. Oh man, I haven't had pizza in a while. Now that I think of it, what if I think I need to get some pizza later. Y'all out there, you're cooking with the right stuff. Love to see it. I should probably play some video games, shouldn't I? That's the intro, I guess. My God. Hey, thanks again for dropping on by. Love y'all. Thank you for the follows, obviously, by iPastafarian. How's it going? Last time I was dropping by your stream, which was a while ago, it's like you were playing some Super Nintendo games. And it's like, boy, I bet me and you could go off about some Super Nintendo games sometime. Because I have my other series, Let's Rank almost, in heart quotations, almost every Super Nintendo game. Ooh. Got some treasures. Got some bad stuff as well. Ooh. Also, warning: RJ may randomly talk about pasta for now. Burmick, me and iPastafaro, we talked about that in their stream when I dropped by at one time. I will reframe for today. Del Focus, how's it going? Good to see you. Thank you again, Daniel Wayne, for that very fine rate of your fine audience. Love to have them. All right, let's get started, shall we? Let's play the video game. I haven't even loaded it up yet. Good God. Let's hit the play button on this at least. Still focus, please. It was twice, okay? No. It was once. The only other time was about eggs. No, technically speaking, that was about eggs and pasta. Damn it. Well, look, what can I say? It's like when you work, like I worked in, you know, the food industry for half my life, right? It's like half? More like a third. Close to half, but like a third. I'll say a third, conservatively speaking. When you work in the food industry like a third of your life, as it turns out, sometimes you just like food, right? In all its shapes and forms. It doesn't have to be, you know, like again, with the pizza stuff, right? I'm not going to be like, you know, hardcore like, oh, you can't call that real pizza. I'm not that kind of guy, right? That's not me. If it looks good, it tastes good, I'm all for it, right? You want to call that pizza? I don't care. Call that pasta. Call that coconuts. Like, look, call whatever you want. I'm gonna eat it. If it tastes good, I'm gonna want to eat it. You know, I think that's actually the really funny thing you'll find about a lot of people who work in the food industry and like, you know, talk about food casually, right? It's not just like, oh, you know, more accepting of like more foods and blah blah blah. It's like you kind of don't care about the terminology all that much when you're hungry as a food industry person, because you're just like, you're too busy to care. Right? Talk about Dan noodles. Yeah, look, we talked about Dan noodles, right? We talked about, you know, J. Kenji Lopez Alt's garlic noodles recipe variation that they took, right, from the West Coast, San Fran. Also talked about, yeah, their Dan noodles, which are good, but also like, you know, how does a pasta come together? What's emulsification? How come my cheese is lumpy? Don't ask people randomly what's lumpy. You might want consent on that. My Hero Zero says, I'm learning terminology is less important than substance. Absolutely true, right? It's like, don't get me wrong, there will be like some people in the food industry, obviously if you're more of a chef or a cook or something, you may have really rigid ideas of what certain things are. But it's like, I'm all for, you know, like attribution, right? It's like, hey, this food came from here and there's a fun history there that should be known because it's important to recognize, you know, when things come from maybe other cultures that are not your own, or ideas that may not be your own, and yada, 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 right? Attribution is important to understanding history, and that shouldn't be erased, obviously, when someone makes a derivation of your new idea. But also, like, I got 15 minutes on this smoke break and I have to eat something, right? If you put something in front of me, I'm going to grab it like this and go, right? So, privilege, right? All right. Yes, talking about Del Focus, talking about the podcast with J. Kenji Lopez Alt and Smitten Kitchen's own, oh my gosh, what's their name? I bet Del Focus knows and will remind me. I'm also, if you don't know, to everyone that's new here, hello again, my name is Russ. You know, go on as RJ Lee on this fine website. For the most part, it's fine, I guess. You know, I'm really bad with names, so I tend to forget things really easy, and I forget names really easy, unfortunately. So I sometimes have to rely on my chat for that. Let's go to the gameplay, shall we? But do check out that if you just go like Kenji podcast, you'll find it. You'll find it. Deb, oh gosh. Now I have to look it up. Deb Perlman. Okay, thank you, Del Focus. Thank you. Woo. That almost turned into a very long thing that would take me out of this game. All right, I gotta change the gameplay. Let's do that. Let's make sure the game is capturing. There we go. Hopefully that sounds all right. There's not that much noise right now, but let me double check my audio really quick. Wait, one moment. Also, it would help if I didn't have this giant photo editing application open, probably. Yeah, okay, we're good. There. Oh, I know. Need to boost this up. There we go. Should definitely be able to hear it at home now. There we go. Alright. So, for those who are just joining us, I have been playing Armored Core 6, Fires of Rubicon, right? We are, like, basically at the end. So spoilers, if you don't want to see the end of this game, like, I totally understand if you're going to you know, by all means, right? But this is the end of my third playthrough of this game, which I've been very much enjoying. Don't get me wrong. But I've also been, I don't want to say let down, but I've been questioning my second and third playthroughs of this game, which starts to introduce every now and then some differences to like the plot or like mission design. There's like greater lore reasons as to why that happens. And that stuff's been really interesting and cool. The things I haven't been enjoying as much is just the fact that like you're playing this game like 3 times in a row, right? I'll never see the end of this game. Look, if you keep talking about Kenji, that's going to put some barriers in between that. Dull focus. But thank you for reminding me. Alright. So where do we leave off? We're pretty much at chapter 4, which is the second last chapter of the game. As far as I've checked, because I've checked a mission tree just to make sure I cover all the necessary parts that make this third ending happen, which involves what seems to be a rogue AI. Tell me if you've heard this one before, right? I pretty much set the path forward where there's just like the missions I have left to go, you know, like should be, I believe, be a little tied up today. So let's see. I'll repeat the briefing on this one, where I have to eliminate V.III, which I don't fully remember what that is. Miners are saying, I get to see how this ALLMIND thing shakes out. Yeah, me too.
True to form, they've sent us an encrypted message with top-level security. I expect it must be about coral release.
Augmented human C4621.
I've also been told this coral thing, not necessarily a good thing,
to the project that must be removed,
but a possibly catastrophic world event.
The target is V.III O'Keefe, an archivist special intelligence officer.
Most recent episode is about Bake ZD?
A
What?
second-generation augmented human. O'Keefe was once our ally within the corporations.
Don't focus, I'm pretty sure it was about Caesar salad, was it not? Or did a new episode just drop? I don't know.
And means to betray us.
Robots!
You are
Jeez.
to ambush the target during his archivist-ordered survey of Depth 3.
My Hero Zero, I cannot help you
His
with that.
records
I'm
will
sorry.
note death by misadventure.
Gosh, it just dropped
The
yesterday,
release
Dull
project
Focus?
must
Okay.
succeed.
Okay.
Only an exceptional augmented human can be the key.
Look, I love me a Bake ZD. Don't get me wrong.
C4621. Raven.
Burmick, you're making one?
ALLMIND is certain of your success.
I caught none of this because all I'm thinking about is Bake ZD. Oh, you sons of... Look. You know how to make a lasagna? You know how to make a Bake ZD, basically. Basically, right? Swap around some ingredients, you're probably fine, right? Basically. Basically. I'm not going to say I make a Bake ZD all the time. I'm not going to say I make a lasagna all the time. Baked pasta, you know how to do a baked pasta? Just, make sure you do the whole cheese on top thing. Get it nice and crispy with a broiler, right? That's the good stuff on top. It's all about developing that crust, which I understand. Don't focus. Don't get us started on that weird wavy pan that I was like, that's just a gimmick. You don't need this. You don't need this. Don't get me started. I'm gonna hit this sortie button before I go down this rabbit hole. Leave hand good, it's... Marco asks, does that mecha have an air fryer? I'm going to beat up this robot. I'm not going to talk about pasta for an hour.
System activating combat mode.
Commence mission. Eliminate V.III O'Keefe.
My mouth is shut.
Looks like they found a strong candidate this time. One of ALLMIND's, right?
Let's see what this guy has.
I'm not ready to die yet.
Encased pilot on sporadic rounds. You can do more than that, though, right? Oh, I missed that melee because I'm thinking about hash browns now. Dang it, Miracle. Oh God, what am I doing? What am I doing? Gosh, this person needs to stop flying so much.
You don't even know what you're doing, do you? Let me tell you something. ALLMIND ain't worth it.
Okay. Where does the guys go? Where'd he go? Where'd he go? It's not a great map for fighting on. I'm not gonna lie. It's a little bit cramped, right? But okay, here we go. Here we go. Almost got it. Oh my God, he moved. Come on. It's close distance, right?
You think you want coral release, but you don't. Settle down your planned rations.
How did that miss?
Coffee flavored sludge. Sure, it sucks.
Gotta reload.
But that's being human.
Here we go. Okay, that's one.
Life on Rubicon sure does suck,
Of
huh?
course, he healed up, so it's like I have to do it again anyways, right? There we go.
Business that lives for the way things are. Life that can't coexist with what we want.
Okay. Also, like, if I fall down there, that wouldn't be great, you know? This robot has, like, these, like, flying legs that let them hover a lot longer than me, so this is troublesome, to say the least. But, like, you know, the AI is doing the smart thing. As much as I hate it. There we go.
Maybe now.
Just need that one big punch, right?
See you on the other side. Not Steve.
Later.
V.III O'Keefe has gone silent.
Now look.
Was he another candidate, I wonder? A key to coral release?
Want to talk about hash rounds to air fryer?
We've
I
completed
think that's a good way to go.
We can
Marco.
go now, Raven.
Here's another thing you should be doing with those hash browns. I think you need to be making some good old classic Midwest hot dish with those hash browns. Can you do this with our air fryer? Be a little bit difficult. Might be a little small, right? I'm sure there's some people in my chat that can... that as soon as I say the words hot dish, I get a bit of an ooh yeah out of that, right? I see Dull Focus. Big fan. Hot dish? It's upper Midwest. Sorry. The origin might be upper Midwest. But like, hot dish is for everyone, right? Like, you got some hash browns? Hash browns, easy to source, right? You literally can just buy the frozen ones. You'll be fine, right?
Augmented human C4
And then,
61.
as long as you got, like,
Raven.
you know, some Tex-Mex cheese,
The project is nearing fruition.
literally the world is your
We will
oyster.
meet
All
again
hot dishes for all
when we
mercenaries?
reach the coral
Sure.
convergence.
Absolutely my heroes are, right? Don't have any hash browns? Look, I get it. Sometimes it's just not what you have, right? What if you just had some julienne fries, right? What about even the crinkle cut ones? Don't use the curl ones. They don't fry up great all the time, right? But like, you want to just throw like a stack instead of having, you know, like hot dish, like hash browns in there. Why not some hot dish julienne fries and crinkle cut fries in there, right? Why not? Why not? What's gonna stop? Who's gonna stop you? I ain't gonna stop you. Right? Yes. Uphold the proud tradition of opening up a bunch of packages, dumping into a bowl or baking tray, you know, hopefully oven safe, and call it a day, right? Ain't nothing wrong with that. Sometimes you just gotta make dinner, right? I get it. I get it. I don't think you can do hot dish in any air fryer because of what is under the tots is wet. Yeah. Not without doing like separate cooks, right? Like, Kara, is it like a shepherd's pie base? Like ground meats? Oh, Burmick. God damn it. I have to ban this bot. Hold on. The bad kind of robot. God damn it. Y'all did it. How long did I even stream for before we got to this point? Oh my gosh. I just got a bot and its username is Famed Skillet. Like a skillet you would use to make a hot dish. I have to ban that, unfortunately. Look. Look. What is my uptime? Please tell me I made it at least 15 minutes. Okay, 34, but that includes doing my intro and stuff, so... Who knows? Nope, not an account. Oh, Shadows Adam Conoros. Alright, hold on. What am I looking for? Foodwishes.com. Chef Sean. You ever seen this? Shoutouts to Food Wishes. Okay. Popular contributor over on allrecipes.com, which huge on the SEO game. You Google a recipe, you're probably gonna find a result somewhere for allrecipes.com. Yes, Burmick is right. Absolute YouTube legend. Unmistakable voice, right? Something about Chef John's vocal delivery is like immeasurably impossible for me to like replicate. Just I don't know. We'll hear it a bit. Hold on. Let's type hot dish in here, shall we? Tater tot hot dish. 11 months ago. That's pretty good. Sorry to anyone who was expecting some mecha today. We gotta look at some hot dish. Turkey tater hot dish even. Ooh. Okay. So yeah, Burmick, you can pick and choose your ground meat here. Tater Tot Tuesday. Thanks, my Hero Zero.
Hello, this is Chef John from foodwishes.com with Turkey Tater Tot Hot Dish. That's right. There are two things you need to know about casseroles from the upper Midwest. First, they don't call it a casserole. They call it a hot dish. And second, they are often topped with tater tots. Yeah. And if something's topped with tater tots, especially something like this, I want to eat it. And
so like, look, yes, it's basically like a shepherd's pie, right? And it's like, instead of doing like a mashed potato on top, right? Just throw some tater tots on there. That'll get you part of the way there. But there is some differences here that I think is important to recognize, right? So let's watch the rest of this video.
So should you. And to get started, what we'll do is heat some oil and butter over high heat in a skillet. And once that butter melts, we can toss in some sliced mushrooms, along with a big pinch of salt. And what's going to happen as these come up to temperature is that salt is going to draw moisture out of the mushrooms, which is a good thing, because eventually that moisture will evaporate out of the pan. And once that happens, our mushrooms will start to fry in that oil and butter. And if I've said it once, I've said it 100 times. A browned mushroom is a meaty mushroom.
Yes.
And we don't have to spend like 20 minutes getting these super browned. Although we could, and that would be delicious.
I think you should.
But I think as long as we go at least this far, we should be fine.
Del Focus. Look. I'm not going to say you couldn't, but gosh, I sure hope you have something else to soak up all that body, right? Or sorry, to create body in your dish, right? Where that means using more tater tots, right? More ground mince meat of your choice, possibly more vegetables, right? And yeah. But like the whole point of this is not necessarily to get things creamy, right? Which a cream mushroom soup will absolutely go and do, right? But it's like, it's going to make it a lot really wet. Look, my hair is there. I understand, right? Here's what I'll also say to this, okay? It's like, I know you're already taking the spirit of the hot dish out when you're heating up a skillet like this, right? I'm aware of this, okay? But I'm going to be real for a sec. You want to do that? I think that's incredible, right? I think you're still going to create some amazing food, especially for someone who's got to throw something together in, you know, a very small amount of time. I think, why not have your cake and eat it too, right? Right? It's like you're just browning some mushrooms. You're just turning some mushrooms brown. You just need time, heat, and mushrooms. And some butter would help. Or olive oil, you know, up to you, right? I think about the flavor development. Seeing how much mushrooms cost? You know, a box of buttons. A box of buttons is what, like a couple bucks? It's not that bad. I know it's not 49 cents for a can of a cream of mushroom. I think it's more than that now, if I'm being honest. Right? I get it. You don't get enough mushroom in the can of cream mushroom. That's the problem. Now, okay, if you were to use something like, you know, a can of like canned mushrooms, even I can't abide with this. That's a bridge too far, even for me, in my opinion. Like one can of cream mushroom and one can of like just canned mushrooms. Don't do that. Come on, right? You've all somehow made me seem like the like coastal elite out of this. I'm gonna hit play again.
And to move to the next step. And that
canned
would be to
mushrooms
toss
have
in
a
our
place and a
diced
time,
onion,
but not for this. Please.
and we will stir that in.
Please.
And then we'll saute this for about 3 or 4 minutes.
Also remember, you can take mushrooms almost as far as you want, right? Like, just let them evaporate their water. The pan seems a little crowded, right? Just give them more heat, give them more time. They won't burn, right? It'll be fine.
Or until those onions go from bright white to something that starts to turn translucent. And that's it. Once those onions have softened up a little bit, we will stop and add 2 pounds of ground turkey. And what we'll do is take a spatula and break that up into smaller pieces, which don't need to be super fine, because we're going to be adding more things and doing more stirring and mixing. And turkey is a fairly fragile meat, and it will be broken up beautifully by the time we're done. Oh, and by the way, if you have the option, buy the turkey that has a little bit of fat in it. Right? This was 93% lean, but they...
So 93% lean, right? That's pretty goddamn lean still, right? Even if you buy a turkey mince, that is like, God damn it, my heroes. Relax, I'm about to cover this. Okay? 93%. That's pretty goddamn lean, right? Granted, it is turkey, so the extra fat helps. If you buy something leaner, right? Something a little bit closer to 95 or over, right? Just add a little more olive oil with your mushrooms. You'll be good to go, right? Or alternatively, in my opinion, right? You want to use a ground beef, right? You can totally get by with the 90-10 split for the fat, right? If you go like 85-15, which is more like a medium, right? It might be a little bit much, in my opinion. So, you know, it kind of depends too how you want this meat's texture, how you want the mince's texture to be. If you like I do, okay, some crunchy texture. I love me some crunchy texture, right? You can totally get like an 85 split of medium ground beef, or, you know, get it split with like, you know, like a ground pork and also ground beef split. Absolutely fine too, right? I think you can take the ground beef a little bit further than you normally would, right? And get it Get some nice crisp on there because it will keep, right? That crisp will keep in the end product. Just nice thing to have, right? You cook it, like ideally, you don't have to take it that far at this point if you don't want that, which is fine, right? I don't know how exactly far Chef John will take this turkey, but let's take a look.
I also sell a 99% lean, 1% fat version, which I don't think works
Oh
as
my
well
God, my hair zero.
for anything
That's
really, but
a huge
especially
difference.
this. But either way, once our turkey's looking a little something like this, we can stop and toss in our seasonings,
Burmick, if you do that,
which will
I
include
would
the
never
rest of our
stop you.
salt, some freshly ground black pepper, some smoked paprika, a little touch of garlic powder, and
There
then
we go.
last but never least, a few shakes of cayenne.
If you do want to use fresh garlic for this, you absolutely can, okay? Just, you don't have to go overkill with it, especially depending on how far you're taking your beef and your mushrooms, okay? Because if you, you don't want to be cooking, obviously, your beef and your mushrooms to like a really, really deep brown, right? Or a crisp, and then have all that garlic get burnt in there, right? That'd be bad. Don't do that, because that's going to taste bitter, right? Either that or like, you know, marinate your beef ahead of time and then just kind of like, you know, don't have all that garlic be in your end product by the time you put it in the pan, right? Tricky Banana, how's it going? Alex Barrington, then click on your stream and be here with that image of meat frying on a pan. Blame the chat. Blame the chat on this one, Tricky Banana. I was playing some mech games. I was all set to finish some mech games today, which at this rate is probably not going to happen. And now I'm talking about Hot Dish. Tricky Banana, tell me, what do you know about Hot Dish? Burnmick gifting a tier 1 sub. Thank you so much, Burnmick. My God. My God. Tenderness. Thank you so much, Burnmick. My God. Thank you so much. You're the best. You're the best. Of course, for those who haven't subscribed, it's totally cool, but just NFY, there's an ad break coming up in about 30-ish seconds, all right? So I'm not going to pause, but like I am going to keep going. And, you know, this will be captured on the VOD, so you can always catch up later. Of course, I will be shouting out this recipe as well in my videos as well. So.
And at this point, we can probably...
Garlic powder. Do not be afraid of using garlic. I think a common misconception about garlic powder is that it's like fake garlic or it's not as good as real garlic. I wouldn't say that, right? It's different purposes, okay? If you want a very specific kind of consistent garlic flavor, okay, I think it's really important to use garlic powder. Maybe in some cases, even with using fresh garlic. The thing with fresh garlic is you have to let it diffuse into oil, right? As you're cooking, you can't just like put garlic in something and then expect your thing to taste like garlic. You can't put fresh garlic into, say, like your beef mince and just expect the whole thing to taste like garlic, right? That's not how it works, right? You need to let that oil saturate if you're either like adding your own olive oil, or you need to let the fat come out of your like meat mince or like whatever thing you could possibly be cooking, right? Any kind of liquid. You know, oil is generally better because it's good at getting in all the nooks and crannies, right? If you let oil saturate first and then put your garlic in, one, you won't let your garlic burn, and two, that garlic flavor will actually mix up with the oil, which then gets into all your food and makes your food taste deliciously garlicky, right? Garlic powder, however, is really nice because you can just kind of saturate the whole thing regardless. And then the moisture and then the mixing of that, of the food with the garlic powder, is what's going to resaturate that garlic flavor. It's also because garlic powder has been dried, obviously, right? Or dehydrated, right? It's going to actually be pretty pungent on its own. It just won't be like over pungent in the way that fresh garlic can really give that snap to when you have really fresh garlic, right? Although again, it's kind of up to you. I'm not going to stop you either way, right? Some people like a surprise garlic bite, you know? Like you're like eating like some roast beef or something like that. And all of a sudden, just like you're cutting into it and you take a bite and you're like, whoa, that just like that for whatever reason, that bite really tastes like garlic. It's probably because, you know, a piece of garlic was actually like shoved into the beef in that one part that you just took a little bite out of, right? Some people like that, and that's fine, right? I just prefer a level of consistency across the board, right? Just kind of depends what you're making and what you're going for. So just an FYI.
Back our heat down to about medium high.
Yes, gotta
And then
toast
we will
those
cook
spices.
all this
Good call.
stirring for another 3 or 4 minutes, continuing breaking up and brown.
Tricky. Powdered garlic be almost as dry as my jokes. Moving on.
Browning the meat. And once we're happy with how everything's looking, and by that I mostly mean we don't have any liquid boiling at the bottom of the pan.
Yeah.
Okay, our pan should be dry as we move on to the next step, which is to sprinkle over and stir in about a 1/4 cup of flour. And what's going to happen is that flour is going to attach itself to the oil and butter in the pan, along with that little bit of fat coming out of the turkey. And it's basically going to form a roux,
There you go.
R-O-U-X, which is the fancy French name for a starchy paste that we use to thicken sauce.
Also, I'm very aware, okay, this is supposed to be low impact work for a very traditional recipe. And all of a sudden, we got Chef Jean out here talking about making a roux, okay? Don't at me with that. It's important, okay? You've got flour hanging around. You can afford to do this, okay? It's worth it. Just stay with... Look. He didn't say...
Sauces and gravies. So once that's been mixed in, we will continue to cook stirring.
What is more American than a nice gravy, okay? A gravy is made by making a roux. If you don't like that, look, you want to call it freedom gravy instead? You could, by all means, you go right ahead, okay?
For another 3 or 4 minutes,
Freedom roux.
just to cook out that raw pasty taste from the flour. And then once we feel like we've cooked that flour long enough, and our mixture's looking a little something like this, we can stop and add our peppers.
He didn't even make a traditional roux, you know, like the way you normally would. He literally just dumped the flour on top and mixed it in, right? That's all. That's it.
Which would be a
He didn't
can
have to
of
say
diced
roux
green
and you'd be
chilies.
fine.
And hatch chilies to be exact. And then we'll also do a little bit of diced fresh red bell pepper.
You don't have to do the
Followed by our
chilies if
last
you don't want.
ingredient, some chicken broth or stock.
Hell, instead of putting those chilies there, if you got even like jarred jalapenos, right? You got jarred jalapenos or like banana hot peppers, I think you'd be just all right. Hell, if you just want to like throw some hot sauce in at this point, I think you'll be okay, right?
Or if times are tough, you could just use water and maybe a spoon of chicken bouillon base. And what we'll do is stir all this together and then wait for it to come up to a simmer. And once this eventually does start simmering, we will be able to tell how thick
Can
it's
a
going
roux
to be.
tell? I ain't gonna stop
Since a
you, my
mixture with a
Arizona.
roux does not thicken until it's boiling. So once this does start to boil, we'll give it a stir and evaluate. And if it seems too liquidy, we can let it reduce. Or if it seems too dry, we can add some more broth or water. But this was looking pretty much perfect. So all we need to do at this point is taste it for seasoning. And if it needs another pinch of salt, go ahead and stir that in. And that's it. Once we're happy with how it looks, feels, and tastes, we'll pull it off the heat, and we will carefully transfer that into a casserole dish. And your standard 9x12 or 9x13 would be perfect.
I mean, this looks good.
Oh,
as
and I am
is.
doing a couple
If you
things
ask me,
differently
right?
than they might do in the upper Midwest.
You could do
Right, first of
anything
all,
like
I'm not
this
using a
at this
can of
point.
soup in this. And then the other common addition would be a can of green beans, which I'm not going to use, but if you want to, go ahead. I mean, you are, after all, the Minnesotan, of what should go in. But I was very, very happy with my choices.
Oh my god, my Hero Zero. It's like, what's that? What's that kind of super well-known can of like ground meat and chili? Shit, what's it called? Something which it's meant to be It's meant to like do sloppy joes in a can, essentially. Manwich. Oh, what a terrible name. I've seen people make hot dish with a can of manwich. Okay. Hell, I've seen people make hot dish with a goddamn can of Chef Boyardee beefaroni, for God's sakes. Right? That'll really screw you up real good. Right? I mean, geez, if you got a can of like chunky soup, I've seen people even go that far. Right? You can do all these things. This is just, hot dishes, freeform jazz, baby. Right? You do what you want. You put in what you want to put. As long as what you got underneath is delicious and you got tots and you got probably cheese in there somewhere, you are good to go. Right?
And I thought this came out amazingly well. And once we have that distributed nice and evenly, we will go ahead and scatter over the grated cheese of our choice.
There it is.
Although I am really hoping you scatter over the cheese of my choice, which would be a nice cheddar. But anyway, dealer's choice, and use whatever you want. As long as you grate it.
I'm putting chicken strips in my hot dish. Del Focus. You could put those dino nuggets on top. I'm still eating that goddamn thing. You know what I mean? I'll eat dino nuggets and mint chutney. I don't care. I ain't above it. That sounds all right. I'd do that right now if I could.
Eat yourself. Okay, this is non-negotiable. And then once we've cheesed the surface, we will press that down lightly with the tip of a spatula or spoon before we move on to the last step.
This ain't fancy cheese.
The
Just
tater
cheese.
totting. Oh yeah, we're going to tot the entire surface. And I guess you don't have to apply these in perfectly neat rows. But I think I speak for most of us when I tell you, it is going to bother us if you don't. So what I like to do is do one perfect column like this.
Also, mind you, they're still frozen at this point, right? They ain't cooked yet. Just frozen. Just frozen, right? On top of that hot stuff underneath, the cheese is obviously melting a bit, but it's like, just put it on top frozen, right?
And then go across making one perfect row. And once your first column and row are done, the rest of the top is easy to fill in.
Is what I would say to that.
And if everything goes according to plan, you should end up with a perfectly uniform design. And if you use a pan exactly this size, which fit 9 tots length.
Del Focus out here saying, imagine hot dish topped with raclette. I couldn't even imagine. In fact, I would have a hard time imagining anything beyond like a basic Tex-Mex blend, like you want to do some Monterey Jack? I'm not going to say no, right? I ain't even going to say no to like a couple strips of just the most basic B sharp cheddar you can find. But like, you want to call me the Coastal Elite and we got Dull Focus out here talking about raclette? Speaking of things that are French, it's not even French, it's Swiss. Although there's a lot of crossover between Switzerland and France. Anyways, moving on.
And 9 tots width.
Perfect. Compty gang. Let's go.
Tots. So you're going to have to buy a 2-pound bag, since a 1-pound bag won't get you enough. So what I'm trying to say is you're going to have some leftover tots.
Laner tots.
Which,
Lower
speaking
Midwest
of
goes
columns,
casserole
definitely
style
goes in the good problem.
I'm sorry. What do you mean casserole style, like goblets? What does that mean? I've seen people like, you lay them out like this, sure. I've seen people also do like cylinder side up, right? Hey, Fonk, how's it going? Yes, it's the man with the cadence. It's Chef Sean, baby. How is that dish so large? This doesn't seem like that large of a dish, Canna White. I mean, these tots are, maybe like, this, maybe like no bigger than your thumb, right? Even less. It's all mixed together and covered. Okay, I got you. I guess it kind of depends what you want, right, my hero Zero? It's like, you want a crispy tot or you want crispy cheese, right? I guess it kind of depends. Jacques Tati Tots. Dang it, fuck.
Column. And that's it after the tater totting. We can, if we want, do one
I
optional
guess Candle White, maybe.
by scattering over a little more grated cheese,
I guess
which I always do.
what really matters actually is how deep is your dish, right? You don't want a shallow dish for this. You want something that's like substantial, right? I think it's important to have something a little bit more on the taller side. I mean, heck, Chef John, I think, is even being conservative here, in my opinion. How deep is your dish? Your dish. I don't know the words to that song. I'm sorry. Shoutouts to... I can't remember the name. What's the name of that band? The Bee Gees. Good Lord. Good Lord. Again, bad with names. What I was saying was, I think Chef John is even being a little bit conservative here. It needs to be deeper, right? Either that or like these tots. Like, I know Chef John's going to throw some more cheese on top, right? But you're not going to offend anyone if these tots are like, you know, popping out of the top of the dish a little bit, right? By the end.
I think it just makes it look nicer. But anyway, suit yourself.
I don't think
Although
it really will expand that much, in my opinion.
Make sure your cheese is
right?
cold. Okay, I shredded this earlier and then left it out. And if you do that, it's going to stick to your fingers and be hard to scatter and spread evenly. So if you do that ahead, you'll want to keep it cold.
Yeah.
And that's it. Once the cheese has been applied, this is ready to pop into the center of a
yeah,
450
like this is a very
degree
conservative hot dish.
for about 30 to 35 minutes. Or until it looks like this. Yeah. Now that is a beautiful hot dish.
I would note one key thing that Chef John did here is he didn't overdo the cheese on the top, right? I've seen people go wild with that where all you see is the cheese on top. I think that's personally a mistake. But that's me because I like getting some crunchiness out of the tater tot, right? It's like, I think, you know, do more cheese under the tots, in my opinion, if you want to do more cheese. Okay? Because or mix some of that cheese into your bottom filling so that when that melts, that integrates into the whole thing and gets like some nice, then that way you'll get like that really nice cheese pull out of like the whole thing, right? But like not putting too much cheese on top will be key because it allows some of the tater tots to get that crispy, right? So put it underneath instead, in my opinion, right? Yeah, the layering, it's very important here. Or like, you know, it's like when you think about making a lasagna, very similar, right? Candle White, it's like that top pasta layer, right? And the cheese, it's what's going to get nice and crunchy, right? Which gets a nice texture and will kind of be like the nice thing on top of all like the layers of whatever else you got underneath, right? Canadian saying layering is important. Look. As America's hat, I vouch for this idea. Okay? Being America's top layer hat. Moving on.
In fact, that is so gorgeous. We don't even have to garnish the top.
The only thing I would have done is if you have some Parmesan cheese, I would have layered some Parmesan cheese on top of these tots because they do a different kind of crisping in the oven when blasted by some heat. Because like, you know, obviously this kind of cheese is, whether it's processed or whatever, right? It's more of like a melty, gooey situation, which is great. It's what you want, right? It does get some crunch, obviously, right? When you blast it with enough. But like you get some Parmesan cheese in there and like maybe even like mix that with some breadcrumb or something, right? It's like you'll get some more crunch out of it. If, you know, texture is important here, in my opinion.
Although having said that, I couldn't help but shake over a little more cayenne.
Yeah,
for
sure.
really no good reason.
I mean,
and that's it.
In my opinion, I wouldn't use cayenne here. You know what I would use? I would just grab some tahini, baby. You got some tahini? You got some tahini and some green onion, you're good to go, right? Or chives. Actually, chives is probably a better call here.
What we're calling turkey tater tot hot dish was
Yeah,
ready
bro,
to
make just
enjoy.
A little sneakadoodle of
So I went ahead
panko.
and
Why
spooned
not?
some up into a bowl. And as you can see, I went for a 3 tot by 3 tot size portion.
Trigger banana,
which,
if you're
if my
worried about this
math's
being
correct, is a
green,
9 tot portion. And then
definitely
because I
throw
have them
something on
growing
top
right
here,
outside my
right?
window, I went ahead and added some fresh chive.
there you go.
Plus, in Minnesota, that actually counts as a side of vegetables.
Yeah.
And then I grabbed a spoon and dug in. And that, my friends, is everything I want in a comforting casserole and more.
Tahini, I would say, has a fair amount of citric acid, but it's got like a hint of lime is what I would call it, right? It's basically like lime, chili, and salt all in one shaker, right? So it's not meant to be like hyper spicy or anything like this. It's basically just trying to hit those 3 covered things, right? It's like, you know, a little bit of sour, a little bit of salt, and a little bit of heat, right? That's all you need. It's good to go.
We have that beautifully meaty, super savory turkey
Yeah,
base.
you also use it to like rim
which
a
is
margarita.
just not a
but
perfect pairing
it's
with
good
the tater
here.
tots flavor-wise. But the contrast between that saucy, meaty
It's
mixture
mostly salt.
underneath and those crisp, cheesy tots on top just makes this absolutely irresistible.
That looks great.
And while
Jesus
this kind
Christ.
of thing is almost always done with ground beef, I really do love the combination of that mushroom and turkey, since we end up with something almost identical in flavor.
Do a mix.
Plus, not to mention, probably better nutritionally.
I mean,
But anyway, whether you
it's not
do
why
this
you're-
with ground beef or another
Nutrition's
kind
not
of
the
ground
idea here.
meat, or use turkey like we did here,
Yeah.
this is classic American comfort food at its finest,
with some changes.
which is why I really do hope you give this a try soon. So please follow the links below for the ingredient amounts,
Hell yeah.
a printable written recipe, and much more info as usual. And as always,
Enjoy. I'm glad we could gentrify. This is not gentrifying. God, come on, no focus. Come on. Get out of here. Get out of here. We didn't even really, like... Did we even sweat some onions? I don't even think we sweat some onions, did we? Oh, no, we did. No, we didn't sweat the onions. We just threw the onions in.
or until those onions go from bright white to something that starts to turn translucent.
Okay, technically we sweat
And
some
that's it.
onions with
Once
some
those onions
mushrooms.
have-
Okay, fine. I'll give it that, but fine. Fine, right? I mean, you're just cooking the hell out of some mushrooms, get them change color. That's all. That's all, right? Good stuff. I think Chef John rules. What is this? I was very curious about this. Tuna noodle casserole? What? Potatoes Romanoff? That looks fancy. Oh yeah, steakhouse au gratin? Sure. But corn? Jesus. Hot crab dip? Okay. Chili dog mac and cheese? I mean, nah, hey, look. Which one's the shorter one? God damn it. 7 minutes? 8 minutes? 7 and a bit?
Hello, this is Chef John from foodwishes.com with tuna noodle casserole.
Oh, there's that breadcrumb.
That's right. I'm going to show you how to make what I consider the king of the comfort food casseroles.
God,
Not
when am I
counting
going to
mac
beat
and
this
cheese,
mech
of course.
game? Jesus
What
Christ.
I love about this recipe, besides that it's simple and easy, is that it doesn't require the traditional can of cream of mushroom soup. But don't
I guess
worry,
we were
despite
talking
the
about
fact we're not
baked
using
pasta,
any processed
right?
food in
So,
this,
like, here we
we're
go.
not going to make it too
right?
healthy. And this will still have the appropriate amount of creamy, decadent goodness like every casserole should.
Yeah.
So with that, let's go ahead and get started by sauteing some onions in some butter set over medium heat.
Funk, if I may ask, how commonly are people making casseroles like this in the UK? Or, you know, in Europe in general, right? What are, it's like, obviously, you know, traditional British fare, right? I'd assume would love something like this, right?
Along
Or
with, of
you
course, the
find it very
traditional big pinch
commonly,
of salt.
maybe, right?
And what we'll do is cook these stirring for about 3 or 4 minutes, or until they just start to soften up and turn
We don't even
translucent.
call that shit noodles. I mean, they're not
And
calling
no,
it
we
noodles
normally
here
don't use
either,
a whisk here.
right?
But since we're going to be adding milk and eventually
It's a
whisking this
casserole.
into a sauce,
Casserole's
a
a
whisk
casserole,
does make sense.
right?
And then what we'll do once we feel like those onions have sauteed enough
grain
is
neutral.
go ahead and stir in some flour to create a roux, R-O-U-X, which, as you may know, is a paste made from butter and flour used to thicken
making a
sauce.
roux again. This coastal
We'll want to
elite
cook that
Chef
stirring for
Sean.
about 3 minutes or so, just to take the raw edge off the flour. And we are still on medium heat, but if you think you need to turn it down just a
People
little, go
fucking
ahead.
love making sure. Okay.
Since we
okay,
really
fine.
don't want
Okay.
this mixture browning and taking out a lot of color. So adjust that flame down if need be. Okay, that's just you cooking. And then what we'll do once our oniony roux is cooked for about 3 minutes or so is go ahead and pour in all our milk. And no, not gradually while whisking. And that's because our roux was hot and our milk was very cold. And as you've probably heard me say many times before, cold milk, hot roux, no lumps.
Fonk, thank you for
Which means
joining
we
us.
can just dump it all in and then start whisking.
I'm sorry that you hate onions so
And
much.
you'll see by the time this comes up to a simmer and fully thickens, it will be
all
beautifully
good.
smooth and lump-free, or your money back.
I know it's also probably very late
Oh, and
for
speaking
you.
of bringing this up to a simmer, once we add the milk, we want to crank this up to medium-high.
Look, if you use a cream mushroom soup for this, I actually would probably say it's obviously more than fine, right? I just had French onion soup. Oh, that sounds great. Tricky banana. I love me a French onion soup. Tricky banana, you do the thing too where like you actually like melt that like square piece of cheese over top of your bowl? Or did you like just kind of like make a can of it at home or something like that? I love it when they do that, by the way. It's like they actually like take that like piece of cheese and it just melts over top, almost like it's like a cheese creme brulee, but it's not like super, super solid, right? You're meant to like poke it so it, oh, you shred it and put, okay, yeah. Ah, chef kiss. That's what's all.
And we will cook it while stirring often until it comes up to a simmer.
What the onions?
And generally,
that
when
roux
you're
is the
working
start
with a
of good
roux-based
chocolate
sauce,
eclair.
it will be as thick as it's going to get once it starts to simmer.
Can't
which
wait.
is
What
what I
if
was
you left
looking at
those
right
onions in with that chocolate?
And as
What
soon as
if?
that happens, what we'll do is turn off the heat and whisk in some shredded white cheddar cheese. All right, maybe something a little bit on
Hell
the
yeah,
mild
tricky.
side. But of course, that's dealer's choice. And that's it. With the heat off, we'll just stir that in. And believe it or not, our very simple white sauce is done.
Permic has. Have
And
you
we'll
ever seen
simply
these
reserve that
Canadian guys
until
cooking
needed
show?
and move on
Lennon
to our egg
Friends.
noodles.
I haven't.
Which for the 115th year in a row has won the award for most
take a
beautiful
peek.
noodle, thanks to their beautiful sunny golden color. And what we need to do is boil those in some generously salted water for 5 minutes, or 1 minute under, whatever the cooking directions on the package are. And then what we'll do once those are almost cooked is drain them very, very well. And we'll transfer those into a nice big mixing bowl. And we will transfer in our still very hot sauce.
No pasta water for this recipe.
And we'll give all that a quick mix before we add the rest of our ingredients.
Very important. No need.
Oh,
right?
and the reason that sauce was still hot is because
Those
we're
don't count
pretty
as
good
noodles?
at multitasking. So
Why
we
not?
had our water coming up to a boil while we made our sauce. And
He was
what
like
we'll do once we've
macaroni
given that
elbows
a
here.
quick
I ain't
mix
gonna judge you,
is go
right?
ahead and add our tuna, which for me was 3 5.5-ounce cans of tuna
They're too
packed in
short.
olive oil that I crumbled.
That's a good point. But it's like, I think it's like the point here is to make something like bite-sized, right? Like you're not making pasta, right? Like if I had like spaghetti, right? You don't want something that's like, after you've baked it, right? You don't want to be spending all this time doing, the fork twirl, right? Because you're trying to preserve the crunch on top, right? You're trying to get something that you like fork off a chunk and you're good to go, right? Like keep the structural integrity of it all. Yeah, Tricky Banana is like, I don't even want spaghetti. Get out of here. Get out of here. But you know what? I would probably say like, if you had longer pasta, you could still do this, right? There's no one stopping you. But in my opinion, if I had longer pasta because it's all I had on hand, I would just break a pasta up, right? But if you want to keep the twirl, hey, I ain't going to stop you. It just might, might have mixed results with your crunchy topping, right?
Up. And yes, that is kind of a lot. You could probably do this with 2 cans.
Or like Tricky Banana, if you did this with even just like, why can't I think of it? Potato pasta, not potato pasta. What the hell is it called? Potato pasta name. Gnocchi. If you got some gnocchi, go nuts. Go nuts with this, in my opinion, right?
But I'm on that new high-carb, high-protein diet. So I went with 3. And then we'll follow that up with a cup of green peas,
Oh yeah.
which were previously frozen. But then
In my opinion, green peas extremely important for this. Okay, fresher the better. But I ain't gonna judge anyone if all you got is like some frozen peas, right? But like, I love like fresh green peas in a casserole. Something about it. Yeah, frozen peas gonna be half decent, right? Hell, it's like even if it's not just the peas, right, Burmick? It's like if all you got is like opinion. God damn it. Yeah. Burmick, even in not just the peas, right? It's like even like frozen carrots, right? Those little frozen broccolis or like whatever you got, right? Like frozen vegetables will absolutely do you just fine here, regardless of what you got, right? But like, I know Fonk's not here anymore. That's okay. But I know maybe they might understand. But like something about like fresh green peas, I absolutely love them in something like this. Something about that freshness of them. It, like obviously like fresh green peas, because they're probably larger, right? And because they have been frozen, they don't nearly have as much moisture in them after you've cooked them, right? They maintain their size and they maintain a little bit of like structural integrity still. So they actually keep a little bit of crunch as well, which I think, again, texture, very important here, right? Like I think fresh green peas, they have like a, oh gosh, yeah, there's like, this has got a snap to them, right? Not snap peas, although some snap peas in this, maybe. But like there's some snap to like whole peas that like are really, really nice and something like this. Because everything tends, you know, you got like crunch on top with your topping and stuff like that. But like, you know, at the base of it, something else to kind of mix it up, right?
and thawed and very well drained. And then we'll finish this up by seasoning with some salt, as well as a few shakes of the cayenne.
Ooh, right out of the pots, yeah.
And a nice big pinch of freshly ground black
And kind of
pepper.
what you do that fun thing when you like split the pot open.
Last but not least, a
and then
few
you,
dashes of Worcestershire sauce.
You run your thumb
And then
through
we'll
like
give that one final
the
thorough
one
mix.
stem to like pop
And if
them
that
all off
mixture
at the
looks
same
a little
time,
too thin
right?
to you, it's not.
It's fun.
Okay,
It's
if
fun
your
for the
mixture's thick
family.
now, by
I
the
did it
time
when
you
I was
bake it,
younger
it's
with
gonna
my
be
parents.
way too thick. So I really do think we want to start out with something that looks like this. And then once that's set, we'll go ahead and transfer that into a buttered baking dish.
That looks great
Your
already.
standard 9
right?
by
I would
13
eat
inch
this
casserole
just like
dish, to
this.
be exact. And once that's set, we are down to one optional but mandatory component. And that would be making our crumb topping.
Yeah,
Which
let's
for me
go.
will feature some breadcrumbs, a whole bunch of freshly grated Parmesan,
You know, you got like a box of like panko crumb. You'll do it just fine here, right?
plus a couple tablespoons of olive oil or melted butter. Okay, whatever you're into. And we'll take a spoon and give that a mix. And we'll keep
What?
mixing until it sort of looks
Pea
like wet
picking
sand.
when you're low. That sounds fun.
And once that's been mixed, we'll go ahead and dump that on top
Why not?
and spread
It's like
that over
apple
nice and
picking,
evenly.
right?
And I'm using breadcrumbs
love
here
going
because I
apple
usually
picking.
have those around. And I usually don't have potato chips around. But
Yeah.
if you do, crushed up potato chip.
Crushed up potato chips. Remember that chicken stroganoff we looked at with Ham El Whaley from the New York Times cooking channel? Y'all remember that? That other time we went off on pasta, basically, right? Although that used rice, so it doesn't count, Dull Focus. Just saying. It was very delicious, right? Remember they used like just instead of like, you know, some crushed up chips, they also had like some like hickory sticks, right? Ooh, good stuff.
Crumb.
Not sure
Might
why you're
just
so
make for the best topping for this. But anyway, you decide. I mean, you guys are after all the Sally Bowles of your casseroles. And since life is a cabaret, you
I
get to
just
use
thought
whatever
you'd say
you want.
something very quickly.
But no matter what you use, once those are spread over, I like to poke them down just a
Ooh,
little
smash
bit
up
with the
Ritz
side of the
crackers?
spoon.
Hell yeah.
And-
Even some what are those? Oyster crackers, right? That's like that's more of a Cincinnati thing, right? Oh, saltines? Yeah, sure, saltines. I was thinking very specific, like Cincinnati style oyster crackers. That is Cincinnati, right? Am I wrong on that? Oyster cracker food. Oyster crackers are often served with oyster stew and clam chowder. Here we go. Oyster cracks are popular in northeastern United States, where they are served as an accompaniment to soup, and in the Cincinnati area, where they are frequently served with the city's distinctive chili. Yeah.
And that's it. Our tuna noodle casserole is now ready to transfer into the center
cornflakes
of a 375-degree oven.
Cornflakes
for about 30
make
minutes
for
or so,
incredible breadcrumbs.
or until the top is beautifully golden brown.
Just
And we
not
can
frosted
see a little
flakes.
bit of bubbling going on around
Okay.
the edge.
Do not use frosted flakes. I mean, in like a dessert thing, maybe, right? But like for these cases, cornflakes, not frosted flakes, for Christ's sake.
And that's it. We should probably let that sit and rest for about 10 minutes before grabbing a spatula and cutting out a nice square.
Yeah.
And just to make me feel a little bit better, promise me you'll have this with some kind of green salad on the side.
I mean, sure.
But
why
anyway,
not?
we'll serve that up. Whoops, I lost a noodle. Don't worry, I got it. And then once we have that plated up, I like to garnish this with absolutely nothing.
That looks great.
Okay, just grab a fork and dig in to what I think is just an absolutely incredible, profoundly comforting, and very, very satisfying casserole.
God damn.
Okay, it's kind of decadent without being too heavy. And because our sauce wasn't too thick when we put this
The only reason Chef Sean is saying that is because he used tuna, obviously, right? You got some chicken. This would obviously go way harder, in my opinion, right? Like, canned tuna's fine. I'm not going to turn down, canned tuna casserole like this. But imagine how good that sauce would have been if you had some, like, browned up, like, chicken in there, right? Really make that sauce really sing, right? Ooh.
together. I think the texture on this is just right. And speaking of texture, having all those crispy, cheesy crumbs on the top doesn't hurt. But anyway, that's it. My very basic, straightforward take on the tuna noodle casserole.
Easy.
And earlier, I said this was the king of the comfort food casseroles, except for maybe mac and cheese.
Wow.
But you know what? If you give me a choice between the two, I'm going to pick this one every time.
Ow.
Right? Basically, this is mac and cheese with benefits.
Some foie gras.
Which is why I really do hope you give this a try.
I don't know about that.
So please follow the links below for the ingredient
Maybe.
amounts. A printable written.
Delphoc is out here saying, like, I'm going to go by the finest Wagyu steak and turn it into a casserole.
Recipe and much more info as you.
comfy,
as always,
only in my noodle casseroles.
enjoy.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Why not? Beef or lamb? Yeah, sure. I mean, yeah, like, even if you had some ground mince, right? Can of white, like, I could very easily see this cross section of food, instead of this being tuna, just being little bits of ground beef or ground pork or a mixture of such, right? Real easy. This is basically like a spin on the hot dish, except instead of the top. Like, can you imagine? You could do this exact same thing, right? Hell, you want to throw that pasta in there too? Or potato gnocchi if you're, for Tricky Banana here, right? I know they don't love pasta, right? Just put some, at here?
Oil.
At this
that
point?
on top oil. Or pan.
Right?
Have those around.
At this point here, before you throw the breadcrumb on top, why not layer some tots on, right? Why the hell not? Right? You don't need this much breadcrumb if you're doing that, right? But throw in the same amount of cheese, it'll do you right. It'll do you right. Why not? Anyways, I just want to hear your sign off again.
Enjoy. And as always, enjoy.
Hell yeah. Let's go. Let's go. That seems weird. Wow, big pumpkin polenta. No, we're done. We have to move on. Oh, crispy skirt dumplings. I mean, I'm sure Chef Sean does a fine job, but I think Sola El Whaley does a better job. I don't need to look at more videos. I need to put an end to this. Good God. Anyways, video games. What time is it? Oh my God. It's 7:30. I don't stream for one day, and I let this much food talk really get its hands on me, huh? Good God. I can't believe Fun got on so much. I'm not going to point fingers, okay? I'm not. It was a group effort. It was absolutely a group effort, right? I ain't got the receipts on me right now until like we finish the recording and I can play it back on YouTube or whatever, right? But like, I know y'all. I know what y'all were up to. You don't remember that way? Hey, look. We'll see. We'll check the tapes. Where is my audio balancing? There it is. What was I doing? I beat up one robot. We have to keep playing. I think this mission will be the same. We beat up Rusty, right? Double check. Yeah, this is good. We're fine. I was going to finish this game today. I can't think of more like video titles.
We're picking up where we left off.
I have to finish this today. More episodes mean more video titles.
We've received a request from Archibus to continue the advanced survey.
Lurk, ZD Assembly.
Too.
Shoutouts to Burnmick. Thank you so much, Burn. Shoutouts to Burnmick. Please do give them a follow. Check them out. Incredible custom sports community member with all the good custom DLC contributions. Anti-streamer themselves. Playing that Rocksmith. Thank you again, Burnmick, for that gifted sub earlier. Much appreciated. Much love your way, as always. That's a Burnmick, ZD. Yes.
Where there's coral, there's blood. Remember that, 621.
All right, I don't need to listen to this. I don't need to wait. I can just skip this.
Who could be following?
It's Rusty. We know this already.
Main
It's over with, right?
Activating combat mode.
Commence mission. Make your way down to the next depth.
I think this will be like the alternate where the other fella comes after us as well, right? I almost forget how to play this game because all I got is pasta on the goddamn line.
Something's jamming the radar.
How much more of the game is
Must be
there?
interference from the active
That's a
coral.
good question, My Hero
Rely on your
Zero.
eyes and ears.
At this rate,
Coral response from
a lot.
inside the future. Watch out.
At this rate, and absolutely a lot.
Looks like they're out of
I have, there's this mission, and then I have one, no, sorry. I don't have the mission guide up. No, I can pull it up. Hold on. I just closed it like a second ago. Is this it? I think this is it. Yes. I have this mission, which is a replay, and then every mission after that will be unique stuff I have not seen before, so I will not skip anything during it. But it's 1, 2, 3, 4 more missions, so doable.
Raven, I'm reading something behind us. It's getting closer.
Yeah, I know. Hey, Rusty. How's it going, Rusty? It's got that cool
No deal
robot.
with a mercenary who went in alone, they said.
He's friend, kind of, right?
Seems both of us are too dangerous to keep around.
Friend-shaped? Not really, but, you know.
And the higher-ups wouldn't miss an opportunity to kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Ironically, though, My Hero Zero, I was hoping to, like, tie things up by, like, 8:30, so we'll see. I do really want to finish this, so. Alright, thanks, Rusty. Let's fight.
I don't want to dance to that tune, but this time, I don't have any other choice. Rusty, wait!
Hello. Where's your friend? Where is he?
Rusty,
There he is.
that pilot's more than just a hound. You don't see the potential. Oh, I see it, Uncle, but potential and danger.
Uncle? I didn't realize that.
Feather. We should never come to this.
Ow.
Raven, it's too late now.
These are ours.
AP at 50%.
God, Get the shield out of here. Oh, come on. Oh, God. I goofed up and I got killed.
AC steel haste incoming.
I don't want to dance to there too, but this time, I don't have any other choice. I'm coming, buddy.
Oh, boy.
Set you both up.
Oh, how did that miss?
We get through this alive. That's your job now. Rusty, wait!
Jesus.
Rusty, that pilot's more than just a hound. You're good. And that's not the only thing that makes you a threat.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
At 30%.
Some things changed since last time. But you still haven't found a purpose.
AP at 50%.
Oh, God. Nope.
At 30%.
Oh, jeez. I screwed that up. Man.
At 30%.
Come on. Almost there. Almost there. Just finish him off.
Never failed to impress.
Okay. Okay.
This isn't over yet.
Where's the other one?
We've lost all signs of steel haze.
We have no health left.
Rusty made it. Good.
I just need one. Oh, my God. My Hero Zero says, well, I was going to go get my exercise in for today, so hoping to catch you on the stream. It's all good, My Hero Zero. No, I will probably be around at this rate. At this rate, with considering I keep losing, and I thought this would be a cakewalk. My Hero Zero, it's great having you. I see you later. It's all good. I'll talk to you later. Thanks again. Oh my God. Oh my God. Can I beat this guy or what?
AC steel haste incoming.
I don't want to dance to there too.
I keep missing my
I don't have any other choice.
shot, which is definitely not good, right? There we go.
This isn't over yet.
All it took was one knockout hit. That's all I need to land, right?
Rusty made it. Good.
Oh God.
These are liberation friendly.
I wish it hadn't come to this. Raven, it's too late now. I can't hold out.
That went way better.
Flat One's AC, Tsubasa, has been destroyed. It seems both pilots evacuated.
That's what I was hoping to do the first time. Just needed it to land.
I'm picking up a major coral response, coming from the bottom of the pit. Let's keep moving, Raven.
That's the funny thing about this mech game, right? It's like sometimes they just get up on you, right? Oops, didn't do that. Hold on.
Of course.
Sometimes the enemies just get up on you, right?
Find it.
And it's fine.
I need
But,
to
like,
prepare before the corpse move in.
I also know the build I'm using for my
Head
mech
back to base and rest up.
is very like risk-reward oriented, right? It's not a very safe build by any stretch, right? So makes sense. Makes sense. That's why you play the game. Yes. That's why you play the game. That's what makes it fun. Right?
I see them so clearly.
Arguably, I win too much in this game. So it's like, it's nice to be
Brothers and
challenged.
sisters consumed
Even
by
just a
the
little
fires
bit.
of Ibis. It let
Wait, I shouldn't have skipped that. What am I doing? It's fine.
Incoming comms.
Let me tell you a story before you go.
Okay.
There once was a scientist. He abandoned his family to delve into the secrets of coral.
Yeah?
His work yielded a carnival of horrors, augmentation surgery included. But there was another scientist. He took his colleagues' sins upon
Thanks, Dull
himself
Focus.
and set it all ablaze. Died with no regrets. There's
I
a
do in
lesson
this game, though.
story. Once something's alive, it doesn't die easy. 621. Story time's over. It's time for work.
Thanks, Walter. They should have made the game harder. I was actually... Shasta Pantera, who was in the chat earlier. I was saying this earlier. In my opinion, I think this game should be a bit harder. You know? Maybe not like Sekiro or even Elden Ring hard, in my opinion, right? It's not one of those kinds of games. But I think this game needs... So, like, generally speaking, like, I think this game, you play the first playthrough, right? It's an up-ramp. It's definitely an up-ramp. Do not get me twisted on that. You do the second playthrough, it plateaus. Okay? And then for this third playthrough, it, like, goes back up, but, like, just barely. Right? So, like, for almost the entire second and third playthrough, it's like you're just not seeing the challenge anymore. And, like, it doesn't give me a lot of reasons to go back to the drawing board with, like, changing around my mech parts and experimenting and seeing what else I can get out of it, right? Or, like I kind of figured everything out from the jump, almost, right? And I've been sticking with this entire time. Panther and I talked about how, like, you know, you can get a build that's, like, comfortable for you, and that's great, and it fits your playstyle and stuff, right? But, like, not having enough friction means I end up doing the same thing over and over again, right? Easy 6 expansion that makes you build some really exotic builds. I would hope for that. But there's also a balancing act to that, right? Because I also mentioned this to Pantera, where it's like, I understood that if it starts throwing too many explicit challenges at you, you end up you end up doing, like, a really explicit, like, rock paper scissors game, and that's not what I want out of this game either. The game needs to be a little bit more malleable than that, right? And, like, in the early game, it absolutely was, and it was thrilling, right? Like, Baltius being that big moment, right? Where it's like, oh, it's this enemy that throws up these big shields, and then the game gives you, like, these pulse guns, right? That are meant to take down the shields. But then you get, like... Then you find ways, like, what if I did this without using those? Or what if I was trying to XYZ? It's like, that is a lot of fun in its own. I just wish there was more of that, right? That's all I want. Alright, let's do this. This should be it. Let me double check my mission guide really quick. Yeah, no more choices from here on out. It's just play the rest.
You saw the ruins. Institute City. The mausoleum of the sinners who caused the fires of Ibis.
That said, I think anyone who's, like, not played this game before,
The coral's right there.
you don't need to beat this game 3 times like I am, right? I'm just a weirdo being completionist, obviously.
And hand things over to their own AC squad.
That first playthrough of this game, absolutely exhilarating stuff. I could not recommend this game any higher, right?
We're done with the corporations. Wipe out the
Or we find out
AC
what's up that
squad
pumpkin
and get to
polenta.
the coral first.
Let's see how much time we have by the end. I doubt it.
When this job is over, I'll tell you about the last of my friend's requests.
Thanks, Walter. Alright, let's go.
621. From here on out, Never mind. Just trust your instincts.
Walter can't open up. Not yet. Although you should have. You should always, be open with your feelings.
Your voices are so close now.
There's air. Of course, the robot voice in our head. Yeah. Handler Walter fighting that toxic masculinity, unfortunately, couldn't, and also all the burn. Yeah. As it turns out, trauma comes for us all, right, Del Focus? It's even Handler Walter.
Let's go, Raven.
V.II Snail, come in. Requesting backup. We have insufficient force.
Raven, independent mercenary. Decided to ignore Archivist's orders, did you?
Oh god, it's too high up.
V.II Snail, come in. Raven has landed. Requesting backup. This is too risky. Commander, V.II Snail. Please, come in. This is Vader. Requesting back, please. Snail.
There we go, that's one.
Come in.
Let's make it two.
Prisoners left her for dead. That wasn't pretty.
The credit shall be all mine. A fabulous opportunity.
Kaboom! That's what I like to see.
The Archivist AC squad has been eliminated.
God.
Secure the area, 6-2.
Alright.
Looks like you're clear.
Had to use one heal, but we're okay.
Switching to encoded channels.
Wait, what? This is new to me.
Augmented human C4621, Raven.
Okay.
V.II Snail intends to dispose of you once your utility is spent.
I mean, I knew that already.
Proceed blindly, and you will find yourself a prisoner of the corporations.
That's what happens in the first ending.
We
In
will
the second.
transmit his coordinates. Eliminate him.
Can do. That guy's a jerk
Handle the
anyways.
rest.
ALLMIND will handle the rest.
Let's go,
Good
Raven.
lord. That was grim.
6-2. Do you need me? I'm cutting out.
Handler Walter. Another hindrance to the project. Leave him to us.
But he's friend. Okay. I don't like this.
That's the independent mercenary. Wait, something's up. Are we being jammed?
Crap.
The signal.
Let's look over here. That's the way I should have come from, right? Yeah.
Both ACs were destroyed, but all is proceeding as planned. Yes, of course. That's what the independent mercenary is for.
Alright. Well, we're gonna find his ass, and we're gonna probably beat him up real good. This is where that one mission where we had to escape is where we start normally, right?
Confirmed.
Hello. Ow! Okay. Let's take you out.
To sniff me out. But how did you find me?
I mean, pretty easily.
Take your AC's wreck for answers.
Ah! Oh gosh. Come on, can you reload? Reload. How did that miss? I was right next to him.
Light ammunition at 50%.
God, heal.
There you are. Just like they said. You're gonna die, freelancer.
No, we're not. There we go, that's one. Hey, it's Iguazu. It's the guy that really hates us.
V.II Snail,
Almost killed him.
That damn noise again. Freelancer, you're doing this, aren't you?
No, not technically.
No, you.
There we go.
Different.
Round 5. Iguazu down. We did it.
Augmented human C4621.
That can't be the last of this guy.
Well done.
This guy hates us
Now you are
really
one with
bad.
us. Welcome to ALLMIND.
Wait, what? I didn't consent to that. We are not one mind on... ALLMIND, huh? Nah, that's the end. Yeah, sure. Sure. It's like, no, game over. It's all happy endings now, right? From Software games, known for their happy endings.
No new messages.
Oh, inbox 0 at least. That's a good thing, right?
We've received a message from ALLMIND.
Okay.
It sounds like they want to bring you under their protection as part of the Coral Release Project. Let's hear them out.
No, Air, like, I didn't have any say in this. I think Ganjhorn was right. Some folks in the chat who might not know. Ganjhorn, a wonderful community member. Big on the lore of many of these games. Might have had some bad things to say about Air.
Augmented human C4621. Raven.
And I said they were
The
right.
project is nearing fruition, thanks in no small part to your cooperation. During the battle for Institute City, several of the corporation's key pilots died in combat. We have manipulated the data to state that you too were killed in action.
Oh.
However, you will not be truly safe until you formally accept our protection.
How is a robot supposed to protect me?
C461.
A computer AI, let alone.
Raven. Return from Watchpoint Alpha Depth 2 and head for the rendezvous point.
Okay.
That is all.
Easy, right? Just go there. What bad things could
Once
happen?
you reach the rendezvous point, no one will be able to threaten you anymore.
Gee, that doesn't sound, grim. Honestly, I wouldn't even consider any type of duplicity. No, none whatsoever. That ALLMIND is for all mercenaries. They meant every word of it. No lie, right?
The rendezvous point that ALLMIND is at Depth 1. It's not far from the surface.
What are these things? I don't know how, but the Watchpoint's defenses are back online.
Corporate stragglers still remain within the Watchpoint. We have made some adjustments to ensure
I can
that
tell.
they will not be a threat.
Watch out. Sniper out.
Fire! If they're not with us, they're against us!
Okay.
We need to get out of here.
Retreat! Open the partition!
Oh,
Without their
God.
leadership, the corporations are powerless. A chain made of human links is easily broken.
Okay.
AC, ID unknown. Hell, we're in hell!
I guess it is worth noting, the last time I was here, all of this was not on fire. Okay, well, we're just moving on. Yes, this is like Sephiroth posting on main. That's a great way to put it, Delphocus.
The enemies behind you.
It's a great way to put
It's
it.
all going wrong, and that AC's to blame!
Wait, what? Hello.
I'm not gonna die like this.
just stuck.
Never should have come here.
Enemy signal silent. Let's keep moving.
They're just drones. Lock them down.
Wait, there's something else. AC!
Go to the nearest sensor.
Hello. Gosh. They are really getting screwed up
Wait,
out here, huh?
we found a Balaam straggler.
Is that Gun 13? Good work, Gun 13. Always did work hard for me. Handled all my requests.
Is this guy a friend?
Yet.
No, he's not. Apparently, he just blasted us after we saved his ass. Oh my gosh.
Commander Michigan, everyone, they're dead. Because of you, Gun 13.
I didn't do anything.
That curse number.
I'm sorry.
13. The curse of the red guns.
Yeah.
Gun 6 red. Down.
Come think of it.
Let's get back to our mission, Raven.
Did skip a thing earlier. Whenever I can go back. Just want to take a peek. I'm definitely like bypassing a lot of things I normally would. Just one specific corridor, so it won't be long. Oh, we can't even go back. Well, alright. Read big into numerology. I mean... Look, I mean, every culture has their unlucky numbers, right?
Augmented human C4621. Raven. You are close.
Yeah, certainly not a boss fight coming up here.
to the rendezvous point.
I wish this fridge was hornier. Dull focus. Let me tell you something, okay? So when I put up my last video, that was basically me starting this whole new game plus because it's my third playthrough, right? I put into my YouTube video description, who is Kate Markson? Just kind of like, who is this ALLMIND robot voice who I suspect to be, who is like purportedly another AC pilot, another mech pilot, right? That works for ALLMIND, but I suspect them to just be ALLMIND, essentially, right? So that was in my description for the video. The SEO on Kate Markson is wild. I don't even think I can really Google it and show people right now, because let's just say the internet took a direction with it. You're Googling it? Okay. Let's just say they turned a robot lady voice and the internet did what it does. Okay, so the internet got real corny for this robot AI lady voice. Panthera's like, LOL. It's like, oops. Like, I don't know. It's like, no, this is cute. I mean, as some of the photos I saw were not cute. Dull focus. That's all I can say. What's on your hand? Like in a big hand, like a little, I mean, yeah, in a normal way. I'm sure lots of normal stuff out there, but I guess I had safe search off. I don't know. SEO on Kate Markson. Real big. Real big. let's see what we got here.
Coordinates. Enemy detected. Above.
Oh,
V.III Peter, taking command.
hey, it's this guy.
What? You?
Oh, he hates us.
My old colleague Raven, I presume.
He didn't die.
Damn it. Okay.
Wow, he's really happy.
V.III Peter. It's got a nice ring to it.
Sorry, buddy.
This isn't right. I can still...
High mobility LC destroyed. Looks like we're clear.
Just like Emma, I had no loyalties to this guy.
Raven. Well done. ALLMIND hereby
Emma
guarantees
is
your
good.
protection.
No one in this
Invoking
game.
ALLMIND
Good.
administrator access.
Very notably.
Erasing all records of the subject in custody. Augmented human C4621. Raven. Your safety is now guaranteed.
Okay, if you say so. I don't know what that means. Oh, we unlocked something. What's this? Coral Oscillator. I think that's a melee weapon, maybe? Maybe.
We have entered satellite orbit. Release the subject from stasis.
I'm sorry, we're in space.
Understood. Master ALLMIND.
Master ALLMIND, not just ALLMIND now.
Activating cerebral coral control device. Augmented human C4621 has awakened.
I'm sorry?
Raven, you've come too.
I mean, Delphocus, who's to gender what master means, right?
Thank goodness.
Although we are absolutely the sub in
Apologies, Raven.
this relationship.
It was for the best that you remained asleep until the situation had settled. Allow us to explain.
Okay.
You are in the vicinity of a closure satellite, in the Xylem's hold. As anticipated, the corporations have siphoned the coral into a single mass.
That's right.
All that remains is to seize the opportunity to set the coral free, so that it may carry humanity toward new horizons.
That seems like a bad idea. Everything in this
Coral
game
release is imminent.
says that's a bad idea, except for what ALLMIND is saying.
Air. You shall be the trigger for the change to come.
I'm just supposed to go along with this, I guess. That's the thing I don't like about this game sometimes. Like, your player characters
Augmented human C4621 entering standard mode.
kind of a robot in
No
themselves.
new messages.
There's a whole thing to the lore of being an augmented human, particularly some generations more than
We've
others,
received a request from ALLMIND.
where it's like they're kind of brain dead. And they kind of just become slaves in a not great way.
Now that the choice is made, we have to carry on. No matter what obstacles confront us.
So whether it's Handler Walter telling us what to do, or a super AI, you kind of just go along with it. You don't really like fight against it in any way, right?
Registration number
Against any
RD23,
orders whatsoever.
call sign Raven. You have submitted all combat logs requested for the log hunt program.
I did.
In recognition of your achievement, you are hereby certified as an elite hunter.
Oh, well, thanks. Delphic says, whatever, I stopped paying attention to video game choices after Mass Effect 3. That's because all the video game choices were bad, right? Like, after playing Mass Effect 3, that's when everyone was like, I think this choice thing in video games is a bit overrated, right? How long ago was that, though? What year did Mass Effect 3 come out? Do you have that information in front of you, Dull Focus? It feels like an eternity ago, right? Let's take a look at this weapon really quick. Just unlocked. Coral Oscillator. Prototype Coral Oscillator developed long ago by the Rubicon. Manipulates Coral Swarm, blah blah blah, using energy to create a blade-like beam. Charged weapon performs sweeping area attacks. 2012 for Mass Effect 3? Holy Christ. That is an eternity ago. I mean, 12 years is a long time. I wouldn't have guessed that. I would have said at least like 14 or something. But, geez. Yeah, that's a sword. That's a very slow sword. It's only the 2 attacks? I mean, it seems to hit pretty hard, I'm not gonna lie. Doesn't do coral type damage, so or does it? No, it does. Coral based damage. So if I'm not mistaken, I was told correctly, coral type damage like goes through shields a little bit, right? Maybe this is good. I don't know if I like how slow that attack is. Is it meant to multi-hit? Let's double check really quick. It's a cool red. Yeah, okay. I'll give you that. Let's put on a big thing that'll let me hit it, right? No, it doesn't. It's just a one-hit thing. What's up with that? Ow. Let's get a stun on it. Why is it so slow? It does 26,000 damage. It's not a lot. Like this. I need to see exactly how much that did without ACS. That does about 20,000. Some coral status effect. I think the coral effect is that it goes through shields. Obviously this enemy doesn't have shields, so it doesn't really matter, right?
AP at 50%.
That is so slow. Why would I want that? Right? As opposed to this. Which... how much did that do again? I couldn't really see. 1800? For the normal? Didn't have enough health left, but... I did 5,000. You can see the chunk that it did, right?
AP at 30%.
I don't know. I don't know. It's a fun red sword, I guess. I'm sure maybe some of the other folks in here who are big on Armored Core may know better than I do, but you know, let's go back to this. In my opinion. Oh, I put on the wrong thing. It's fine. Let's go here. Here we go. Let's keep going. Regain control of the xylem. Maybe it's good for the PvP meta. I don't know.
Augmented human C4621. Raven.
Things that are really
Only
slow
one
don't seem
obstacle
great
to
for
coral
PvP,
release remains.
in my opinion.
We are now
Seeing
beginning
some of the
the
people out
purge
there,
of
like-
Overseer, the Association of Observers.
Speed seems like it's
They are
king.
planning to crash the xylem into the vascular plant and ignite the coral. We want you to
But what do I
stop
know?
the
I'm not
ship
doing
from
PvP,
within.
so.
Destroy all the parasite modules installed throughout the xylem's control center.
Alright, I can do that.
By doing so, you will free control of the xylem from Overseer's meddling, allowing ALLMIND to counter-hack the system and initiate a forced shutdown. We have precious little time. Once the xylem passes the point of no return, a collision will be unavoidable. ALLMIND anticipates your swift success.
She's creeping me out, man. But we have to do the thing because she said so, right?
ALLMIND is after Overseer.
I kind of wish
Let's get
this
started.
game
Raven.
did have choice. I should say it's not complete without it, but like there are definitely moments that like, hey, you accept or refuse this choice in the middle of a mission. I kind of wish it did that more.
Main system activating combat mode.
Commence mission. Destroy the parasite modules set by
Ooh,
Overseer.
it's down here.
A number of ghosts from our earlier infiltration remain within the control block.
All right, got a
These
new
two
weapon.
have fallen under the control of Overseer.
Oh, hello.
Carla. Disabling them may allow you to extract the locations of the parasite modules.
Hang on. God, I went through the wall.
That is a ghost.
Extracting module data. Check marker.
Ow.
Parasite module destroyed.
Oh, there's a countdown?
Commencing counter-hack. Engaging Overseer hostiles.
Target destroyed. This sector should be clear. Let's move on.
Augmented human C4621. Raven. Sharing progress on the battle outside. Your handler is a rather capable pilot.
Walter, how's the starboard clock looking?
6 pilotless ACs, all exact copies of the Vespers.
Yeah.
Man, those are my friends. Or they're supposed to be my friends, you know?
Target destroyed. 3 remaining.
Who is shooting at me?
3 minutes until the xylem's course can no longer be altered. We
There
have
you are.
little time to spare.
Great. There's gotta be a door around here somewhere, right?
Parasite modules left. Let's keep it up, Raven.
I've seen better odds. Wish the tourist was still with us.
621 isn't dead.
Nothing gets past you, huh?
Just prioritize locking out the xylem. 621 chose this. My faithful hound is now our biggest threat.
We must hurry. We cannot afford to lose our momentum.
Oh, hello.
AP at 50%.
One more.
It seems Handler Walter was onto us. No matter.
All targets destroyed.
Fortunately, it seems the enemy was one step ahead of us. Augmented human C4621. Raven. Head to the xylem's control center. As for Handler Walter and Carla, I will deal with them myself.
Oh, but they're my friends. Or were my friends. Also, I got another weapon. That's neat.
core, Raven. Overseer. The Association of Observers. ALLMIND must have seen them as the true threat from the very beginning.
You've come, tourist. Got a
Oh,
message
shit.
from the chief for you. Sorry, but I'm not laughing this time. You're going down with the ship. Proxy activation. Emergency protocol. Xylem lockout.
Okay.
Augmented human C4621, Raven. If the lockout completes, the Xylem will be irrecoverably forced into a collision course.
You have to hurry, Raven.
AP at 50%.
Jesus. I'm eating a hit every single time.
At 30%.
Oh my god.
Walter, there's something behind you.
It's an Institute machine. No.
The chief left me a job to do. I will eliminate you, tourist.
There we go. I don't know how much longer I gotta keep it up. Ah. Yeah, it does really fly in the face of my usual don't get hit doctrine, doesn't it? It's fine. It's not hitting that hard. For now. I'm also not using my super glass cannony build. This is like
Access the central device, Raven.
one step away from that, right?
Chief, I couldn't. Never learn to laugh.
Sorry, Chatty.
The Xylem control system is silent.
Augmented human C4621, Raven. Your efforts have averted a collision with the vascular plant.
Okay.
Additional. Handler Walter and Cinder Carla have been dealt with.
Sorry, friend. That makes me a bit sad. Not that they're good people in this game either, right? As much as Gonchorn likes it. Just like, come on. Relax, Stealth Focus. Relax. It's not... Yeah, I got a missile launcher. And a shield. Great. Emma! I just... I'm not gonna relitigate this.
Augmented
Nope.
human.
We're not doing it.
4621. Entering standard mode.
Okay. In box 0. Let's take a look at these parts. Coral missile launcher. Fun zigzaggy missile. Can be charged. That's interesting. Is it faster? No. It's a big explosion. My favorite part about Coral is how extremely slow they are. Yeah. Definitely seems on par with the brand, right? Big damage, but like really, really slow to use. Arguably a little too slow, in my opinion, right? 4,000 damage. It's pretty big, though. I'm not gonna lie. That's definitely something you queue up to use. But, like, its release is so slow, I have no idea how that would hit. Let's see. There's a shield, too, right? Yeah, okay. That's neat. Like, the shield is like a full 360, as opposed to like just like a thing in front of you, right? If I'm not mistaken, this is not as good though. Like in terms of like its damage mitigation. Try the XCX waterproof? Yeah, sure. Got that Elden Ring timing. Yeah, I think it's like, that's how they try to like work in countering like a parry, right? It's like, ideally what you're supposed to do is, why did me change? It's like you're meant to like flip out the shield right before you're about to take damage, right? And like every single shield in the game, which, is it this stat? I think it's this stat. This initial guard duration, the longer this is, the more of a window you have to do that parry to like mitigate maximum amount of damage, right? Because if you just held it, it's like it'll only be super good for like that brief window, but then anytime you hold it after that, it's like much less effective. So that's how they get you to kind of like, oh, time it, right? But obviously if something's hitting you like repeatedly, then it's like inefficient to like keep flipping it on and off, on and off, on and off constantly, because you'll run out of juice using it really fast, right? So it's got trade-offs. Can't mash a button like Sekiro. No, absolutely not. They know what game they're making, right? Right. Let's try the slicer. Let's use this weapon. If I find it frustrating, we'll do something else with it, right? I think. There it was. I could not imagine having two of these. Is this it? Core release. This is in fact the last mission. This is it, baby. This is the end of this game. Let's see how well this goes, huh? If you don't want to see the spoilers, I apologize.
C4621,
No sweat if you're gonna leave.
We offer you our gratitude.
But this is the end of the game.
All impediments to coral release have been eliminated, and the complications caused by Handler Walter's meddling are soon to be corrected.
Can we meddle in this?
The final stage is at hand. Together, we shall achieve coral release.
I do not like the way she said core release. But let's do it.
What awaits us on the other side?
I mean, Air wants this, right?
Let's find out together.
She's acting all coy about it, but it's like, no, this is what her plan was, right? I heard that's just a myth. You can both achieve core release at the same time. Thanks, Stealth Focus. You know, maybe we can ask Sting a couple things about it, right? I've heard Sting has a lot to say about core release. From his time in India or something like this. That's what I've heard. I don't know. Oh, geez. That's Walter.
The coral siphoned by the corporations is beginning to resonate. Augmented human C4621.
All right.
Your role has come to an end.
Well.
Excuse me?
I've been waiting for this freelancer. I became part of this monster, so I could crush you.
Is this who I think it is? I think it is.
This time, you will die.
Is this Iguazu? I was really right about that, huh?
Activating combat mode.
I was really, really right about that when I shouted that out like a few episodes ago, right? Yeah, it's Iguazu, the guy we beat up like multiple times over the course of this game. It's like, and he's like, "Ooh, I'm so angry! I'll get you! I swear it!" And well, there you go.
Raven, ALLMIND's real goal.
C4621, Raven. C-pulse wave mutation. There. You are the trigger for coral release. We will make you one with us.
I don't care about the big plan. I just want that damn freelancer dead.
so mad. Gosh, I don't like that this weapon makes us freeze in place for as long as it does. If I die here, I will want to switch that for sure. Oh gosh. Took care of all that, right? Seem to be doing okay. Nope. It's like, what if Gary Oak fed himself to the Pokedex app? No, it's more like the focus. What's the name of your rival in that first Pokemon game? Ash's rival. I don't remember what his name is. Who's this? Okay. Is that not Gary? Oh, it is Gary? Okay, I was mistaken. Wait, is this like ALLMIND and Iguazu merged together in one? Is that why they sounded the way they say it? Mm-hmm.
I'm with you, Raven.
Oh shit, so Air's with us, fighting with us. That's a good screenshot for the Oh my god, wait, I have to fight these two sea spider things at the same time?
I'll support you, Raven.
Okay, well, let's get this done.
It was you all along.
Oh god, I don't have any healing.
I'll kill you and the freelancer.
Air, your siblings will surely welcome us.
Get in there, get in there! That's not great. Oh god, crap. Oh, jeez. Okay.
This is your chance, Iguazu.
It's out of my head!
Just get this thing done. Where's the other one? There it is. Shit.
No repair kits remaining.
Yeah, I know. Ow. Jeez.
AP at 30%.
It's not looking great. I did not run into that. Come on.
Leave a spot for me in hell.
Man.
Main
It's
system
fine.
activating combat mode.
I'm gonna make a minor change. Hold on. That was significantly hard. I don't know if this is hard because it's like the enemy is necessarily challenging me right now. It's mostly hard because it's like it's overwhelming you with a lot with straight up odds, right? But it just means I can't use something that freezes me in place for too long, which means it's time to get, you know, the thing that's big. One hit, right? Try again. Yeah, one hell of a kill. Yeah, you're not wrong. So actually, correct me on this, Can of White and Del Focus. So it's like,
Main system
trying to pause.
activating combat mode.
Because I can't remember. Is it you buy Pokemon Red and you're always Ash, no matter which version you buy, right? Of like either red or blue, and it's always Gary Oak. That's your rival. Is that correct? Or is that actually different? Where it's like, hey, if you pick Pokemon Blue, you play as Ash, and then if you pick like Red, you play as Gary. I don't think that's the case. It's always Gary Oak as your rival, right? If I'm not mistaken. It's been so long since I've played Pokemon Red Blue, so I just don't remember. It's tied more to the anime, I think, and one of the spin-offs. Your rival is the other color, though, either way. Ash is Gary Oak. Okay. Next gen, after you fight Red... Sorry, but in the next gen, you fight Red after the Elite Four. Elite Four? I vaguely remember this. I need to, like, look up Pokemon lore someday, as it turns out. Let's finish this fight. Let's not get hit by the big laser at the gate. Let's try that again.
Main system activating combat mode.
Oh, right, I forgot. It's got all these little guys.
C4621, Raven. Z-Pulse Wave Mutation, Air. You are the trigger for coral release. We make you one with us.
I don't care about the big plan. I just want
Nope,
that
not
damn
you.
freelancer dead.
Oh my god, stop hitting me, please. Oh, Jesus.
You can do better than that, freelancer. The fun's just getting started.
Is that it? I think that's it.
Freelancer. You killed
Gotta
me.
reload. Gotta reload.
Not just once. Well,
Kabam! Okay. In Home, you are May. You choose a female player, though, as well, to confuse issue. Oh. I don't think I ever played that one.
Irregulars.
What colors were associated to the one where you play in Hoenn or Hone? I don't know how you pronounce that. Can of White. It's obviously the ones after, but I mean after like Blue Red or Red Blue. But I didn't play any Pokemon games after that. Although I do play Pokemon Go. That was Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald. Okay. Gotcha. All right, let's go. Let's go here.
I'll support you, Raven.
that damn noise. It was you all along. I'll kill you and the freelancer.
Air. Your siblings will surely welcome us.
Okay, dealt with that. This is going way better already. Where is it? There it is. Oh god. Ow.
This is your chance, Iguazu.
Shit.
It's out of my head.
That's right. go.
Right hand engine, left hand ammunition at
Eesh.
50%.
Now, Raven.
Dispose of them.
All right, that's it. I get a good chunk.
Iguazu. You are one with ALLMIND. No one can stop you now.
I said I don't care about ALLMIND. Want some of this? I'll give it to you.
Okay, we're doing good. Doing really good.
Shut up!
This seems like something I should back out of.
It's resonating.
Iguazu, what are you?
Oh my god.
Interference! I'm losing sync! I can't fight anymore.
Wait, what? Oh no.
The ringing, the stupid voices. It's all clear now.
Okay, I need one more of those.
Good. Now, it's just you and me. It was always so easy for you. The old Jen who could do it all. What makes you special?
Nothing really.
A mistake, Iguazu. Irregular.
Sorry.
I always envied you.
Oh gosh. I thought I was actually gonna get hit by that.
The freelancer who had it all.
Later, nerd. That guy is like... He's just a cringy nerd. That's all he is, right?
Our plan.
That's why no one likes this guy.
Humanity. Creation's potential.
We have the trigger.
Yeah, just... That's right, Delva. Just turns out the locker is a mech. Well... What just happened? I'm sorry? What just happened?
It's beginning.
I'm sorry?
Please. Isn't it beautiful?
My controller is going crazy right now. Sorry for the bright light. At least it's not flashing. There says the good ending. Are you sure? Are you sure? I'm not sure.
Raven, you're finally awake.
I mean, as a pre-rendered cutscene, that's not my mech, but I understand. I know it's supposed to be.
The coral has carried us, disseminated us across the stars. Now, we're everywhere.
Wait, who are all these other...
Everywhere.
What?
Raven, let's meet this new age together.
What?
Main system, activating combat mode.
Okay. I think we're married now. I don't... Wow. What is this music with lyrics? Well, that was that. I guess, yeah, the idea is like it merges the coral with people. But we killed all the people. Not everyone, but I mean, like, you know. What is this kind of butt-rocky song happening at the end? This kind of is a Mass Effect 3 ending. You're not wrong on that, Delphocus. What if everyone was a little bit robot? Yeah. But instead of it being the green stuff, it's red stuff. Right? Could they still enjoy a hot dish? I'd like to hope so. Like, the hope is there's no trade here, right? Like, it's only good? Which is not the FromSoft way, I know. But it's like everyone gets to be connected and be a little bit robot and yada yada yada. Except you can't have hot dish anymore. It's a bad trade. I'm not willing to lose my humanity by not having hot dish anymore, right? Or enjoying a fine emulsified cheese in a pasta, you know? Absolutely not worth it. Especially if it means, like, blasting all your friends in the process, right? Or it's like, is the idea that at the end how it's like everyone's dead in front of you except for you? Do they like come back to life because they got the coral in them now? Is that what happened? I don't know. I feel like I need to read like a wiki or something though. Armored Core 7 Iron Chef. I love this. Are you kidding me? Food-based Armored Core? Like, you have to go out and, like, instead of building a mech, you gotta build a dish? Like you are making mechs in this game? Could you imagine? It's like, how do you put together a Caesar salad? Well, let me go get the parts for it and build a Caesar salad the same way. What would PvP look like? I don't know, like a Caesar salad against like a rotisserie chicken, I guess. Right? Depending on what your build is. Right? Are you doing a dry brine or like a wet brine with your chicken? Right? Just salt and pepper, that's all you need? Or are you adding like a nice cumin dry rub? I don't know. I would do the latter, I think. Gosh. I'm going full tank bill with its Dutch oven. Yeah. Why not? It's like, oh dang, they used a Le Creuset instead of a Staub. Those sound like mech part names, right? It does to me. I would absolutely use a mech if it was named Le Creuset. And of course, it'll be like that cool orange color too, right? Yeah, stat trade-off, sure. Like, you had to, like, you know, amazing heat retention, right? But also, like, low durability stat, right? Because you have to take care of it really well. Those things are pretty bulletproof, all told. Just don't, you know, don't drop them or something like that. You're fine. Gosh, this game, I'm glad I finished it, first and foremost. I still love the mech action in this game. Like, playing it is still exhilarating, even though I've been doing a lot of it. A lot of the same way, even, right? I've been trying to mix it up. If you watch back throughout the series, you'll constantly hear me talking about, like, I'm gonna try this new build, and, like, try this, and try that, and I do, like, a lot of labbing, and probably, like, extended my playthrough of this game probably by double, instead of just playing the goddamn missions, right? Because I was having a lot of fun trying to find new builds, trying to find pros and cons between them, trying to find, you know, something more optimal for damage, or like finding different ways of, you know, approaching a fight, which is all fun, but I still ended up landing on this the way I was playing. You know, 2 of these handguns just bursting in really quick, making the fastest possible mech I possibly could, low amounts of armor, right? While enjoyable, for me, I was definitely getting sick of mission design a little bit, especially when I had to replay them with all these repeated playthroughs. But, like, you know, I've been away from the Armored Core series for a very long time. I said at the beginning, when I started playing this game, I have not played an Armored Core game since Armored Core 2 for the PlayStation, right? It's that fun Oodle logo. I like that. But yeah, like, I would love to play more of this game. Oh. Yeah, give me those achievements. Sure. I would love an expansion or DLC for this game, right? I think it would go real far.
Registration number RB23. Call sign Raven. Authentication complete.
I think that's just the same stuff as the beginning.
Removing MIA status. Restoring access privileges. This is ALLMIND, the Mercenary support system.
Yeah?
Welcome back, Raven.
I am curious if the lore of this is that ALLMIND still recognize us every time we do a loop.
Got plenty of experience.
You know, they have historically with each playthrough. Obviously,
some work for you already.
Beating ALLMIND there, like, they still choose to acknowledge that. You know, curiously, I'm looking at this. There are 3 more slots here to unlock something to fight in this arena, right? I'm assuming those bosses we just fought, there should still be something here, unless that's DLC. I don't know. I don't know. Everything that I've seen, it's like, I thought by this point we'd have everything unlocked, so I have no clue. It's not like we have any new parts. We have something left to buy? Oh, we didn't buy this. Okay, there we go. We got that achievement. I just didn't buy that thing yet. Let's double check the achievements list real quick. People at home won't be able to see this, but that's okay. Achievements. Missing 2 achievements. What am I missing? Oh, I don't have S rank on everything. Right. I could do that now, but it's gonna look exactly the same. That won't be that fun to watch. We're on uptime. Almost 3 hours? Yeah, we've hit the limit anyways. That's fine. Anyway, I will do that on my own time to get 100% of this game because it'll be fairly easy, right? Let's come back to this full cam. Oop, where's my jazz? There it is. Hey y'all, thanks so much for joining me on this. That was a lot of fun. This game is alright. I think my feelings on it are pretty clear, right? Like, I like this game. I wish I had a little more variety in it for weirdos like me that like replaying a lot of parts of this game, but not so much to the point where it's like trivial, right? This needs something more to earn out of it in the meta game. Whether that means like, you know, like, does it mean at this point I get into PvP and stuff? I could, but like, I've seen a lot of stuff online with that and it seems okay, but like, I don't know if I want to. I don't love joining competitive multiplayer stuff that often. Depends on what the game is and stuff, right? But like, hearing people talk about the meta of the PvP of this game, it seems pretty cut and dry, or people are like picking very specific archetypes, and it turns into a little bit of a rock paper scissors thing, right? Like, apparently the big thing, as I'm told, people like just loading up all missiles, flying 1,000,000 miles in the sky, being able to lock onto you from far away and just staying super far away from you and just laying loose every missile until you're dead. And the way around that is to make a nice quick mech like I have to get in close. So if you know, do that, you'll be fine. But then what's the counter against the very fast mech? Well, I think, as it turns out, it's a laser. It's a mech that just shoots a lot of lasers. Right? And then from there, it's like rock, paper, scissors of which one you pick. And I'm not saying there's no skill involved. That's not true. It's like, obviously, there's very skilled people at this game. Right? I just don't find that particularly interesting. Right? Like, sure, that fast mech is a counter to the missile mech, but like, but then what's the minutia of that missile mech being able to still eke out a win against the super fast mech or any other build, right? Like, that's what it should be about. And from what I've seen, it's like, even the idea someone can build something that's just like, I'm just say 1,000,000 miles away from you and you can't touch me, so I'm just gonna just keep shooting these missiles. That doesn't sound fun. It sounds, in fact, very, very lame. Not into that. No, thank you. So, anyway, I would still highly recommend this game. I still got how many hours out of it? Let me see. 100 hours, almost on the dot. Jeez. Steam says 102 hours. Which, you know, I'm also including like menu time and stuff like that, but like, it's close enough. That's solid. I played a lot of this game. Right? A lot of it on stream, obviously. But I definitely played a lot of time offline too. So, still worth it. Yeah, even including casserole time. You're not wrong on that, Del Focus. You're not wrong. I still enjoyed that highly. I think, here's the other thing that I'll say about this game, right? Like, I think this game is actually a great introduction to mech things, right? Whether that means mech fiction with some of the thematics exploring there, right? If you never like encounter a lot of this stuff, I think it does a lot of, you know, very common things in other kinds of mech fiction, but it does it fairly well. right? Even if you only play through it one time, right? Which I think anyone who doesn't play this game like a real sicko like I did will still get an immense amount of enjoyment out of. I think it's really, really solid, right? And like the customization is a lot of fun. It's not a spreadsheet game. It's not that clear cut, right? It's not a rock, paper, scissors game. When you're playing the main campaign, as much as like these very highly optimized builds I'm talking about for multiplayer, right? It's not like that. It's not that clear cut for playing these missions and stuff like that. And like you can get a lot of enjoyment just doing a lot of tinkering step by step, right? Trying to get like the perfect stuff. That's where the most of the enjoyment is, right? You have to not mind going through a lot of these menus, but when you get into the game, right, you start to find a play style that's for you. For me, it's like, yeah, these like really fast zippy mechs, right? But that's not for everyone, and you don't have to do what I did, right? There's tons and tons of other builds out there. You know, lots of people do a lot of online content with that stuff. I'm not that interested in showing that stuff off necessarily, but it's like, you know, the stuff that I did build, right? Like I made a heavy mech. I made a mech that tried to be more about like just, you know, more like a boxer, like a melee attack specialist, right? I made real ridiculous ones with just all the big guns on top of it, right? And then I found a lot of enjoyment just like mixing it up as much as I could, right? But again, 3 playthroughs later, it's like you can really only mix it up enough or so much to the point where it's like the things I'm applying these interesting builds to is starts to become more and more limited, right? So we'll see. We'll see what like an expansion of DLC does to this game. I'd be very interested in it. I'll definitely play this game some more if that happens. So. That's the stream, baby. I think that's it. I have to double check that thing that Burmick told me about. Did we win? My Hero Zero. We just finished. Just caught the end, baby. Yeah, we did it. That's a stream. Mario Zero, you'd be glad to know. Ganj was right. Ganj was right. Look, I didn't do it, Delphocus. ALLMIND did it. I didn't kill Handler Walter. I did not raise the sword. Someone else raised the sword in my stead, unfortunately. That's the crappy part. It was about the friends we met on the way through. Gosh. Candlelight, so wise. So wise. Just. Yeah, Ganj was right. Air is Panthera. Panthera says, but what if the machines? What if? What if? Much like I always use Sekiro as a, you know, as a litmus test, right? But what if I just had a little bit of that warm water? Panthera is asking. Just give me a little taste. I just want a sip. Just a little sippy. I hear it makes you immortal. Just give me a little. Just give me a little bit of that stuff. I don't ask for much, right? What if we just you know, teamed up? You know? Air says, simply always be online. Yeah, essentially. Guess so. You've I always did the like stupid YouTuber thing. Leave a comment down below. Are you down with the worm or against the worm? Like, comment, subscribe. I gotta do the promo. Let's end this show, shall we? If you're watching this on the VOD, hey VOD, how's it going? As always, this episode will be archived over at youtube.com /RJ Lee. So if you are watching on this VOD, hope you're doing well. I hope you enjoyed that. Thank you so much. Like, comment, subscribe. all that fun stuff that makes us content creators feel good in our tum-tums. But of course, if you wish to join this cadre of folks that joined me today, come on over to twitch.tv/RJLee. Join us live. Give me a follow here. It's also free. There's no skin off your back. And then that way you'll get a notification and you'll never miss it when a show goes live. But of course, if you do wish to support the show, which I am very thankful for, obviously, just like Burmick did earlier, gifting a tier 1 sub over to Tricky Banana for 1 month. Thank you again to Burmick. And thank you to anyone else who has already subscribed. You're all wonderful. That, of course, contributes to the bonus goals, or bonus stream goal, where if we reach 75 subs, which we're currently 17 away from, of course, no, less than that. I don't know how to do math. It's 12. We are 12 subs away from where, we'll do some bonus streams out of that. One of which will be a fun video game idea that I have. It's still percolating, but it's Crossbeam 2. I was very close to putting it up today, but I will probably reveal that by likely within the next couple of weeks. We'll see. And then, of course, that also includes another bonus stream where I do the playlist LP, which is where I play my bass guitar with a curated playlist of music in between 1 to 2 hours worth. And I do that with my bass guitar back there. And we'll play some Rocksmith using the fine custom DLC that the Customs Forge custom DLC community offers. Thank you again so much to them as they let me do this wonderful thing with all you wonderful people out there. Of course, you want to... Oh, of course, if you have Prime, Amazon Prime, you get a free Prime sub with that, which can also pass my way if you wish to one free streamer of your choice. Do please use that. Don't let that go to waste, right? That's money in someone's pocket. Jeff Bezos primarily, first and foremost, but can be at least also contributed elsewhere. So do please gift your Prime sub if you have them. You want to give it to me? I'd be extremely gracious. Of course, you want to bypass all that business and not get interweaved and mixed with all that madness. I'm, of course, more than happy to accept a tip or donation, which you can do so with that link below in my Twitch panels in my About section. There's a big old face with Kiryu there saying, click here to tip or donate. So thank you to everyone who's obviously done that as well. That's it for the promo. Wow, right as the music ended. Great. Tomorrow, gosh, I didn't really have an idea because today was supposed to be Rocksmith Day. But then I'm like, I am so close to finishing this game. I should just knock this out as quick as I can, right? On top of looking at hot dishes as well, right? But hey, we did it. So maybe we'll do some Rocksmith tomorrow, just a little bit, I'd be remiss not to mention, obviously my streaming schedule has changed from the past couple of weeks, where now my start time, I'm guessing, can generally waver anytime between 5:30 to 6:30. I aim, generally speaking, for a 6 o'clock start. I may fudge that a little bit earlier, depending on what time I finish some work things. Or so, at least over the next 2 months, it's going to be mostly evening starts for me. But it also means probably more streams on the weekend as I shuffle things, right? So my stream schedule right now is still a little bit in flux, but at least during the work week and stuff like that, on the weekdays, let's say approximately a 6 p.m. start. As to like which specific days, a little bit in flux. Today's a little bit special because again, like I want to finish Armored Core, right? So, oh geez, what else? Yeah, so stay tuned. Maybe we'll do some Rocksmith tomorrow. If not, probably the day after. I will probably shift a couple other gaming streams. Actually, wait, tomorrow's Wednesday, right? Yeah, tomorrow's Wednesday. Thursday, I'd like to keep still doing Let's Rank almost every Super Nintendo game on Thursdays. So we'll see. I also have to come up with a new idea because we're done with Armored Core 6, right? Which I have a couple percolating. Oh, Thanksgiving's coming up? Wait. Canadian Thanksgiving or American Thanksgiving? I think it's weirdo Canadian Thanksgiving because we have it earlier than America. Yeah. So who knows? For America, it's like much later. Yeah, end of November. Right. Thanks, My Hero Zero. Yeah. I will probably be spending time with family and stuff. So like, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. Schedule's a little bit in flux, but stay tuned. Also, like I said, like we finished Armor Core 6. I heard Mecha probably gonna take a small break, right? You know, I want to do something else, even if it's like maybe just for a few episodes, right? So who knows? Maybe we'll see the return of Sekiro for some skill check, right? Maybe we'll go back, going into sleep mode. Yeah, a little bit. Offline. We might do more Super Nintendo ranking during the week, right? Probably not more Rocksmith because my finger can only handle so much. It does get a little ouchy depending how it feels, right? But also, I stream too long when I play Rocksmith. I have too much fun with y'all. The next thing I know, I'm streaming for like 4 hours by accident, just playing bass, which is way too long to be playing bass. What if we just played Doom 2016? What if, Dull Focus? What if? What if? Actually, no. Speaking of Doom, I would probably go back to playing like Doom 1 or 2 and then looking at all those like cool mods that they put out, right? Because like that whole thing with how like it's got like a WAD browser in it and stuff like that. I don't know. I thought of that earlier, but we'll see. We'll see. I got some thinking. I got some planning I got to do, right? So we'll see. Stay tuned for that. And as I Heart Mecha takes a small break. The robots. Let the robots rest. Let them charge up, right? Plug your USB-C into your mech and let it regain its juice. And don't do the thing where, you know, you're plugging it in and then still using it at the same time, right? It won't charge up well with that. Like, I think in some cases that's actually bad for some devices too, right? Turn it off. At least turn the screen off and just let it charge. Let it go, right? All right, y'all. Thanks all again. I'm going to cut to my end card. I'm going to find someone to raid. Okay? Thanks all again. Again, thank you to Burmick for that gifted sub earlier. Much, much appreciated. Always. Every time. Every time. All right, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. Have a good one. Keep on mechin'. I don't know. Like, yeah. Keep on mechin'. Not the sequel to Tekken for moms. What am I saying? I'm ending the stream.